here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Video conferencing has become the new normal, allowing businesses and consumers to connect from anywhere in the world. But current options are not always designed with protection in mind. Until now. Secure your video conference meetings with Safe VChat from Strikeforce Technologies, the industry's most secure video conferencing system to hit the market. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has been a leader in proactive cybersecurity solutions for consumers, small to mid-sized businesses, and enterprise companies. Organizations are under attack every minute of every day, easily breached because most still rely on passive cybersecurity solutions. The best way to stop Zoom bombing is to prevent it in the first place with the industry's most secure video conferencing platform, Safe VChat from Strikeforce Technologies. Go to safevchat.com right now and use promo code RADIO to get an additional 15% off. This offer is only good until the end of January. Go to safevchat.com now.
Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to battle a trio of nationally ranked teams, starting with USC Thursday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Then the Sun Devils host UCLA Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, before ending the homestand with a rescheduled rivalry matchup against Arizona that tips at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, hey, at least they were good games, right? At least they were, okay, the first game way better than the second game, but still, at least they were good games. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't boring, except for when Troy Aikman and Joe Buck talked. The games themselves proved worthy of an AFC and NFC championship weekend, don't you think? I mean, they were pretty good games, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, they were wonderful games. Even the NFC Championship game, which did not come out the way I thought it was going to, it ended up being a very good game as well. Yeah,
I am so glad it came out the way it did, because the 49er fans would have been even worse today had that happened. But the thing I'm happy about, I won all my bets. I made some money on the DraftKings and on the FanDuel this weekend.
You won your bets with the U of A beating ASU as well.
Well, I got 3 cents for that because the odds were so bad, and I was never going to put much money on that. It was just an attempt at a reverse jinx. And so when it didn't work, I was able to tell my wife, okay, there you go. See, that means words have no dominion over me, and also I don't have the power to jinx. And she agreed with me until I told her I also put $3 on ASU to win, which would have gotten me a whole lot of money back, like $60, because the odds were in the other direction. So she thinks that the fact I did that one is what jinxed ASU.
But we never had a problem with your bets being the jinx, though. I mean, I mean, that
I
was
said
just a little
it's a
extra.
lock about U of A.
That's the jinx. That's the thing that we
I
are.
believe that's
But
what
it's
the
not.
jinx is.
But it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because
I don't believe in
I just
jinxes
proved
anyway,
it.
but
Just proved it. So I'm clean. I'm clear of jinxdom. There are no jinxes, and it turns out I'm kind of good at this betting thing. When it comes to the NFL, I made another good chunk of money yesterday betting the way Josh Applebaum had suggested. I've been following the guidelines, but I picked the games I was going to. My bets were not the same as my picks. The picks for the show, I had both the Chiefs and the Rams, but the odds are so good to pick the Bengals. I went ahead and picked the Bengals to win, and that's what got me the nicest chunk of change when I used the DraftKings app this weekend. But I was glad. I was glad to see my pick be wrong and to see that the Bengals actually were able to win. I wouldn't have been mad if either team won, but if the 49ers had won, dear God.
that the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, insufferable. We'd never make it. We'd never make it.
I'd be like, I got COVID again. I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'm not going to do this. Listen, people, today I've got tickets to give away. That's right. We have some ASU Sun Devil men's basketball tickets for Thursday. It's USC is coming to town, and I got a parking pass and I got tickets. So we'll do that at some point here in the show. Don't let me forget to do it. But if somebody wants those ASU tickets with the parking pass, let me know. Let's go to the text line. And Booger Wolf, first person on the text line, says, I am proud of my 49ers for the way they showed up yesterday and fought. No excuses. And then he goes on to say, we will come back stronger next year. Cardinals, Colts, and the Fishermen will suck for several years to come. For the last time this season, go Niners faithful.
Yeah, that defense really did show up and ball out, but I think the Niners will be better next year because they won't have Jimmy Garoppolo.
They'll be worse before they get better, though.
Probably,
When you bring Trey Lance in, you're going to struggle for a little bit, but you can't invest that much draft capital into that player and not, go through that motion. He's had that time on the bench. Now it's time to put him out there and see what you got and bring him along. But here's the thing. They're still getting a veteran to come in there and still sort of back him up and show him the ropes. It probably won't be Jimmy Garoppolo, but it's going to have to be somebody. And I don't know who matches up with Trey Lance that well. I mean, is he a mobile quarterback? Is he a pocket passer?
He can throw the football from the pocket. He had that ability. He showed that back when he was in college, but he's a very mobile guy. And the way that Kyle Shanahan loves to move his quarterbacks out of the pocket, I imagine there'll be a whole lot of moving around for Trey Lance.
So here's the perfect backup for him. Randy, are you ready? Kyler Murray. Trade Kyler Murray to the 49ers to be a backup to Trey Lance and see if you can get the racist Bosa. Bam, there you go. Now your defense is better. And I don't know what you'll do.
Offense. Yeah.
Don't know what you're going to do about a quarterback. But listen, we're workshopping here. We're spitballing. We got to figure this thing out.
Why do you want me to have Bosa again?
I don't. I just figured.
Why do you not like me again?
Who do you want on the team then? If
who specifically has pissed you off today so that you don't like me? That you would want me to get rid of my quarterback?
You were wanting to get rid of him last time I talked to you.
Well, for another quarterback, for a better quarterback, yes. Somebody that goes down and bumps the team up instead of sitting on the sideline and pouting, rolling your eyes like a teenager.
All right. Well, I can't solve all your problems, Randy, but they were just ideas. I'm not trying to make you mad.
I was just fine sitting over here, being quiet, listening to the open, get into the groove, and then you had to pick on me for no
I'm not picking reason. On you. I'm trying to help you.
Yes, you are. You're picking on me just for no apparent reason.
I am trying to help you.
Don't poke the sleeping dog, Jack.
Okay. I thought it was bear. I thought it was
bear, dog,
don't poke
whatever.
the bear.
Yeah, don't mess with me.
Well, the good news is the Suns have won 10 straight. They beat the Spurs last night, 115-110. Sadly, though, ASU lost to Arizona, as we mentioned earlier, but only by 10 points. There's no moral victories, but to see them only lose by 10 points to a team that should have beaten them by 40, At least you
Listen,
have that. At least you have that.
ASU, I watched at least the first half of that game, and ASU was up early, and they held that lead almost all the way to the halftime, and they stayed in the game in the second half of this game. It's the U of A took the lead into the halftime, and they only had like a 2-point lead, and then they came out, and I expected, okay, U of A is going to come out
Right.
and just dismember us right here on the floor, and it wasn't that way. ASU continued to play good basketball. They stayed there. They couldn't stop some of these runs that U of A put together. And by the way, U of A, who was number 3, has fallen down to number 7 in the AP rankings.
So because of the way
Oh.
U of A played ASU, they dropped, or is it because somebody else played
Yeah.
way
Oh,
better?
I don't
it's,
care.
it's a combination of things.
I
A few
don't
other
care.
teams
No,
played,
I'm with you, Randy.
played better, but there is a level of doubt about how actually good this U of A team is.
I will say this: they have a couple of 7-foot guys. That one of them, Balo, I think his name is. Oh, geez, that guy should be playing on the football team. He's 7 foot, like 270 pounds, and he's solid muscle. This guy, there's not an ounce of fat on him, nowhere. And if this guy can learn how to shoot and shoot the free throw, he will be dangerous in the NBA. But oh my God, he's majestic. Why ASU can't get somebody like that is beyond me.
Well, there's always next year. I don't know what to tell you, Randy, but basketball is not our thing right now. And it was funny. I think the morning show did a poll on who do you think will get fired first, Bobby Hurley or Herm Edwards. And of course, it's more likely Herm Edwards because of all the violations and stuff that's going on. But the question should be, who should be fired first? And I'm feeling like it's Bobby Hurley. I'm feeling like it'd be Bobby Hurley on that.
I don't know why he can't get this team headed in the right direction. Nobody was really playing. And ASU, the guys they have on the floor, they look like they're pretty talented guys. They're out there trying. They're at least trying to adhere to Bobby Hurley's game plan. But they were outclassed in every aspect of the game against the U of A.
Well, again, there's always next year, and if Arizona continues to slide down in the polls, and it turns out they're not as good a team as anybody thought, hey, hooray!
They were number 3.
Yeah, it's just-
7.
And part of it is you're supposed to beat ASU by 20, and you don't do that. It's not even close to that. ASU hangs in there, but also they had a win against Illinois, not aging well, and a win against Michigan, who was number 4 at the time that they beat them, also not aging well.
Oh, well. King Kenton says, Arizona won by 11, 67-56. Arizona was favored by 21.5 points. Game was tied at halftime, actually, 32-32.
Oh, was it? I thought they had a 2-point lead, but okay. All right. I was watching. It might have been some of the whiskey I had during the game.
There are no moral victories, but you got to be proud of these boys at ASU for hanging in there with a team that was supposed to destroy them. And Ken Kittens also says Cincinnati public schools are giving everyone this Monday off after the Super Bowl. All schools and offices will be closed. That should be nationwide. That should be everybody. We should all have the day after the Super Bowl off, or you put the damn Super Bowl on Saturday.
I have a question.
Somebody's got to do something about
I
this.
say, Randy White, 15
Yes,
days
sir,
fanatic,
Randy White, yes,
chief
go ahead.
meteorologist. Why are they giving them the kids off the day after Super Bowl?
Oh, but because the elementary school kids are going to be hung over, so hung over on Monday. Or their parents will be the ones that have to get them to school the next day.
If the Super Bowl goes late, that's
I have a question, Randy White.
Yeah,
15
Randy
days.
White, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
What if the Bengals lose?
They'll still have the day
they'll
off.
still need the having watched the Atlanta Falcons collapse in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you that Monday those people needed that day off.
Even more hungover. Yeah, you win, you're hungover. You lose, you're really hungover.
So if you are the underdog and you lose the game, let's go ahead and give the kids a day off of school.
Every single one of them kindergartners are going to have probably even still have a buzz from the night before. So
all of the chocolate milk running through their veins. You wouldn't believe it.
Don't help me, Keon. I have these kids get liquored up. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't change it to chocolate milk. What's wrong with you? Mr. Wilbur says, I did not realize that Kyler Murray had a twin. Nice pass, Jimmy G. Yeah, my wife did say that did look very Kyler Murray-esque, the way Jimmy G blew that.
So watching this game, guys, you got to believe Jimmy G is not going to be a starting quarterback in this league.
Oh, no.
He's going to get picked up, and he's going to be a number 2 guy, don't you think? I mean, there's not a team out there that needs a quarterback, is desperate enough, and will put Jimmy G to work.
Maybe one or two will be. Yeah.
There are a few, because always we do the musical chairs with the quarterbacks, and then one team will look around and go, "Oh, bleep, we don't have one." And then Jimmy Garoppolo all of a sudden looks like a very serviceable option.
When they do that, Keon, do they go, "Oh, bleep, we don't have one," and start drinking chocolate milk heavily?
I assume so.
Don't help me. Stop it. Just stop it. Don't help me. Don't try to get me out of trouble. Mars 805 says, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'll take an 805, please. Go Raiders, he says. Oh, yeah, by the way, I want to apologize to all the Raider fans out. Well, at least the ones who are out on parole. I am sorry for what your team has done. You have hired Josh McDaniels as your next head coach of the Raiders.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show up. I can't guarantee anything, because the Colts had hired him as the head coach of the Colts once, and he just he was a no-show. They called his house. He had somebody else answer the phone. It was really weird. He just never showed up.
Didn't the Raiders hire, though, in their front office a New England Patriots front office guy? Yeah, he's the new GM. I forget his name right off the top of my pointed head right now.
Well, I don't have any priors, so I'm not that familiar with the Raiders organization. So
the Raiders hired somebody from the New England Patriots.
Dave Ziegler.
Yeah, Dave Ziegler from accounting.
Ziegler. He's head of HR, and that's why they got Josh McDowell to come along. It's sort of a package deal, is it not?
I don't know, but I want to see Josh McDaniels' emails right now.
just a little double check.
I have a feeling. Let's see. Berg says, afternoon, guys. 4 quarters, 60 minutes. Great games this weekend. We'll be same in 2 weeks. I'm actually really looking forward to this game now. I would have been good, like I said, with either the Chiefs or the Bengals, but it is what it is. Heavy Metal Maniac says, so proud of my Phoenix Suns. They seem to be easily winning at will.
Easily, huh?
Yeah. Monty's going to coach the All-Star game, but it's a bunch of crud and crap. Good night. All our guys are starters. Unbelievable Booker is not a starter. Give me a break.
Yeah, well, it's All-Star game, like the baseball All-Star game's a damn popularity contest, and I think it's really handled wrong. But I'm not going to go into that. Bottom line is winning easily. They were down a significant amount at halftime against the
They had
San
to rally
Antonio
on this
Spurs,
one, man.
and they had to put it all together and actually hit the gas and to catch up to the Spurs and pass them by. But
super
so they
fourth
did.
quarter.
So congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on their 10-game winning streak, second of the season so far.
I don't think that the Suns players care if they're starters or not in the All-Star, but they really wanted this for Monty. The players, all they cared about was seeing Monty get that chance, and now, of course, he's going to be coaching the West. So, congratulations to him. And I mean, that's what they're saying. Maybe the players care more than they let on, but I don't care. I think that's just, you know what, keep your head down. You're the number 1 team in basketball. You're the first team in the league with 40 wins. You got only 9 losses, and it's still, there's a lot of season left to go. You just keep doing your work, and there's only one thing that matters, and that's hoisting that trophy at the end of the season. So I think they've got their heads on right about this whole All-Star nonsense.
Yeah. And quite, you're spot on, Jeffco. These guys, although it's a great honor to be, on the All-Star team, of course, representing your team on the All-Star team, supposedly the best of the best, the guys that are representing these teams are the best players in the league. But listen, I love it. Booker, take it easy. Chris Paul, CP3, you guys just take some days off. And if you go in there as like fill-in guys, alternates, if you will, take it easy. Just take it easy. We have a bigger job at hand here in the desert.
Mr. Pringle says, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I want quite a bit more for $500 million. Okay, slow your roll there, Pringle. Listen, if they had won that game, that would have been 3 Super Bowls in a row for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. So, yeah, let me tell you what happened. Well, we'll talk more about the game, but in short, Patrick Mahomes cost him the game with one almost interception followed by the actual interception. So that is on Patrick Mahomes, and he admits, yeah, that is on me. It did come down to that, but it's a team game. Even though that was the moment they definitively lost it, there was a whole lot of quarters leading up to that one too. So I don't think you should be too upset about the $500 million. Because guess what? Kansas City Chiefs will be there again and again and again in the next few years.
That's what you're paying for when you pay that price for a quarterback, is simply the opportunity to be there every single year, which is worth $500 million. In a salary cap sport, you look at what Mahomes can do. That is the very first game he's ever lost where he's had a 15-point lead. Yeah, right. I think they're getting their money's worth. They'll be okay.
The Washington football team only pays an S&H green stamps and coupons to the local movie theater. So that is why they are not in these games year in, year out.
Well, no, they can't find the quarterback. You're not going to pay $500 million for Taylor Heineke.
Why not?
Plucky as he is. It's just not going to happen.
Come on.
Sounds like a Dan Snyder kind of thing.
All right, diamond in the rough.
We got to take a break.
Dan Snyder's going to pay a guy that's way over the hill $500 million to be the quarterback.
When we come back, I'll let you guys know where things stand with the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Only 4 people got this weekend completely right in the picks contest. Everyone else only had 1 or none. So good job to those who did well. We're going to talk about both the games and what's going on. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Arizona Coyotes off today. They've got a tough one coming up tomorrow, and they will match up against the Colorado Avalanche. The Coyotes are 10-29-4. The Avalanche are 32-8-3 right now. Colorado, they are considered the favorite to win this year's Stanley Cup. Their odds are sitting at plus 450 on the money line. They've got a rather significant lead on the team with the second best odds, the 2-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. They pay out at plus 700, while the Arizona Coyotes are tied for the worst odds to win it all this year, paying out at plus 30,000. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
The NFL season all comes down to this. Randy here from the Daily Blender. Super Bowl 56 is right around the corner. And to celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking up all customers with risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on Super Bowl 56. And if you don't win, FanDuel's going to refund you. Already have an account? Just place your risk-free same-game parlay before Super Bowl 56 to qualify. New customers join today with promo code Randy1580 to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. That's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Nerds! Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs. Protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here there's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to battle a trio of nationally ranked teams, starting with USC Thursday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Then the Sun Devils host UCLA Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, before ending the homestand with a rescheduled rivalry matchup against Arizona that tips at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Rapids football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and here's the schedule for this week. Tomorrow, special time, 5:30 p.m., Seton Catholic will take on Mesquite Girls as part of your high school basketball broadcast this season. And on Wednesday, you got Wisconsin taking on Illinois and some college football action.
Fighting Illini! Badgers fighting Illini!
6:45 p.m. Thursday, you got GCU hosting Seattle U at 6:45 p.m. Then, of course, on Saturday, we got Michigan at Purdue at noon, and GCU hosting California Baptist at 5:45 p.m. And then, Randy, I know you got to be very excited about this. Is this the start of the race season then?
It's the unofficial start. It's a preseason race, if you will. It's a chance for the teams to get together and this is their pregame. This is their preseason. This is like baseball, football, ice hockey. They all have a preseason. This is what NASCAR's is. One race. It's called the Clash, and it's in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
All right, and I just think that's a very small spot to have a race, though. I mean, it's a big arena, but it seems like a small place to have a car race.
I need to on my Twitterverse. I'll try to send it to you too, Jeffco, so you can see it. The track is built. It's ready. It's inside where the football portion of the arena was.
Right.
It's a very small track. Size doesn't matter in this case. They're going to get these cars out there, and
you keep telling yourself that.
Well, they're going to they're going to run around the inside of and this is not the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that there's been auto racing inside the famed and storied Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. There has been other NASCAR events in there, and several years ago, I caught myself watching a stadium truck series that they were racing in and out of and around the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Was quite exciting. So,
all right,
a lot of fun.
This is a nifty preseason race, and then again, the actual season for NASCAR starts. When?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
The week after the Super Bowl, it'll be the Daytona 500 live from Daytona International Speedway in Daytona, Florida.
That's right. I'm always baffled by the statement that is the Super Bowl of NASCAR that starts at the beginning of the season and not the end.
Well, but for NASCAR, it is. This is the ring. This is the diamond on top of the cluster of diamonds that you can gather. This is the race, the Daytona 500. I don't understand it myself.
Is it holdover from last season? Is that how they figure out who's running where? Or
no?
How do they figure it out?
The qualifying standards for the Daytona 500 are different than any other race in the NASCAR circuit. So they have two races that are qualifying races that will set up the inside and the outside pole. They're the Gatorade 125s, I believe is what it is nowadays. I'd have to look it up to make sure. They are qualifying races. Then you have one day where they will have a run for the pole. Generally, that's the first thing they do, have a run for the pole. They'll set the first two cars, and then the dual races will set the inside and then the outside rows for the Daytona 500.
Okay, so I guess now that really does clear something up for me. Every time I heard the term "run for the pole," I thought the Kardashian sisters were involved. So now I
Well,
understand this a
no.
little bit better.
Yes, this is actually a racing term. This
Gotcha.
is not a Kardashian term.
It
Yeah.
could probably go either way on that one, but still, it's good to be educated on these things.
There you
All
go.
right, we got a lot of texts to catch up on, but before we do, I'm just going to let you guys know where things stand with the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. It is down to one more pick, and as it stands, I still have the lead, and it's indisputable now that I, for the second year in a row, have completely destroyed everybody when it comes to the NFL picks. Thank you very much. And that's all I get out of it. I don't get any of the money. 2 years in a row, I'm jilted out of $1,580 damn dollars.
Yeah, I know the feeling, Jeffco. I know the damn feeling. I know.
The only thing that it makes it okay is that I know the money goes to a super fan, and that always makes me happy when listeners of this radio station, of this show, win stuff. And right now, the undisputed winner of the $1,580 is Cards Chappie. Cards Chappie has won.
All right,
That's
congratulations.
Yeah, no matter what happens next, he's got the grand prize. He can sit this one out, or he can go ahead and make a pick, but he's got it. I had 197 right on the season. He has 192 right on the season. Now, here's the thing. There is a three-way race right now for second place, which is $500. Right now, Raider Royce has 188, but Rough Rob and Monday QB 35 have 187. So, there could be a tie situation, because if Rough Rob and or Monday QB 35 get it right and Raider Royce gets it wrong, we could have a three-way tie. And I'm not sure how that gets decided, to be honest.
Does the picks, do the tiebreakers throughout the year, do those apply at all? Or is it just straight up week to week?
You know what?
That's the tiebreaker.
That is a good question. And is the tiebreaker, you know what? I think that, we should probably establish this right now and in writing somewhere, that the tiebreakers will dictate who wins, see, that's the thing. If Rough Rob and Monday QB get it right, and then Raider Royce gets it wrong, we can't use the tiebreaker algorithms that they have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the Gridiron Games thing. I'm going to have a conversation in a meeting with some higher up muckety mucks to decide how this goes. If three people are all sitting there for second place. Last year we had two, and what did we do? Did we flip the coin? What did we do? I can't remember how we dealt with that.
I seem to remember a coin. I don't know. It was so long ago.
Or did they just give them both the prize? I don't remember. I think
we flipped a coin.
Yeah. Well, whatever the case is, we'll do a similar thing this time around, because you have to have a definitive first place for $1,580. You have to have a definitive second place for $500, and a definitive third place for that 30 case of beer. That's right. Third place gets a case of a 30 pack of beer. I can't remember what kind it is. We have to, another reason for a high level meeting with Radio Ron on these things.
Yeah. He's part of the I believe he's the chairman of the Muckety Mucks board.
Right. Yeah, he's the chief muckety muck.
Yeah.
By the way, here are the four people who were completely correct in their picks this week. Only 4 out of hundreds got this right. Box of Screws, Cards Chappie, Evil Berg, and Teriyaki. Those 4 people are the only people who got it right in regards to the Bengals and the Rams winning this season.
That's fantastic.
Very cool. Yeah. Robert Surprise says, I was unaware that the Gridiron Games went into the playoffs. We've been telling you this the whole time. It goes all the way through. The weekly prizes stopped at the end of the regular season, but we go all the way to the Super Bowl. That's the way this thing works, man.
Yeah.
Dodger Donnie says, why does Jeffrey always want to mix NASCAR with gentlemen's clubs and stuff? Well, it's not always, but I heard the frame polls.
Yeah.
Don't act like you didn't think it
for the poll. Yeah.
He also says the famed Coliseum several years ago held the famed Los Angeles Dodgers too. Yeah, and they've almost got the smell out by now, Dodger Danny. They almost got the smell out.
That is true. Yeah.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Monday. What an incredible day yesterday for football. 2 exciting championship games. It was so nice to see the Bengals win and get their first Super Bowl since 1988. Gives me a team to cheer for. Hope the Rams lose. I hate the Rams. I hate the bandwagon Hollywood celebrity non-mask wearing fans too, you bastards. Yeah, I like seeing Governor Newsom there, who has imposed heavy-duty mask mandates all over California, which, hey, if that's the way you want to go, fine. All right, follow the science. Do what you need to do. But if you're going to impose heavy mandates on the populace, maybe wear a mask yourself too. You know, don't be a hypocrite.
Fair. That just seems perfectly fair.
Yeah.
If you're going to say this is the best way we can combat this virus, then actually do it.
None of the celebrities they showed on the screen had a mask on, except for Leo had his under his chin like this, like a chin strap. It was just, he's standing there talking to a guy, and that's it. He just looks like this. Exactly. Like, by the way, you like my Colts
Got my mask on.
You like my Colts mask right there?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, George, we all noticed that. Ukla Mock says, crappy Monday, boys. Trying to figure out who was trying to lose that Rams-Niners game. Seemed like the team with the ball last was going to blow the game. You know what? I never felt like the 49ers were going to come back and be able to do anything about it. I just was completely at peace with things once they finally retook that lead.
When you saw Aaron Donald on the sideline and he was talking to the defense, he locked them down. That Rams defense locked down the 49ers from there on out. It was a no-fly zone, and he was the chief no-fly enforcer. And so congratulations to him. Congratulations.
I'm sending some Morse code to Kyler Murray. See how leader works is what I'm trying to type out here.
Oh, that's very good. Very good. Yeah.
Screaming Eagle says, hey guys, happy Monday. Quite an eventful couple of games there. Unexpected outcomes.
Yeah.
Well, not from my betting. All right. Super Bowl 56 will have interesting storylines, don't you think? Interesting storylines. We have a story of a first round pick done right by the Bengals, and a first round pick done wrong by the Detroit Lions, who ends up spending all those years not really getting to do much of anything. 1 year in the Rams, bam, they're in the Super Bowl.
Well,
that's a great story for him, his family, and everybody else.
But Matthew Stafford, he toiled away there for 9 years in Detroit. He didn't complain. He went about his business. Nope. He went out there and tried to do the best that he could with what he was given. He didn't ask or seek trades. He wanted to stick it out there. And then this opportunity came along, and I'm glad to see Matthew Stafford to go to the big game, and I hope he wins it. The dude's a humble dude. He's a hard worker. He's a class guy from what I can see. Good for him.
So how'd you guys do betting this weekend? I won my NFL bets, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I couldn't pass up the odds on the Bengals. The Bengals odds were really nice. And I thought, you know what? It's $3. I picked the Chiefs to win. That's who I really thought was going to win. So the fact that I made a little money off the Bengals winning was just a nice, little consolation prize on that. But how about, did you guys see that one guy, this one dude on FanDuel, Randy, he bet $20 of site credit on a championship 2-game parlay, and he chose the score and he chose the winner. So he had the Bengals 27, Chiefs 24. He had the Rams 20, 49ers 17. Only two things in the Bengals, and he won $579,000.
Oh my, good for him
on a $20 bet.
Now is that $529,000 in site credits?
That is a good question. He could never bet that money away. At some point, they have to turn that into real money, right?
I would assume so.
You would imagine,
because the money is supposed to be the dangling carrot. I don't think they ever expected anyone to win $579,000. And of course, in the grand scheme of things, if he decides, I'm going to cash out and just take all of this money, which he should, then FanDuel is still going to make a ton of money off of the people who did exactly what he did, but picked the wrong teams or the wrong scores.
It's kind of nudging me in the direction of maybe occasionally doing a parlay for fun, because he did 20, but if I had done 2, you just drop one of the ends of that and it's still $57,000. If it had been $2, it'd still be $57,902. I can live with that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice still. A nice chunk of change.
You know, when I did a parlay when I first signed on the betting, and one of the things it did, I was starting to win it, and so it offered me a buyout. And I looked at it, I was just like, I was never that confident in this parlay. If they want to buy me out instead of for $200, I got like $50. That's what I'm going to do. And guess what? I was right. So, yeah, I like to walk away with some money. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if this guy had some sort of a potential buyout, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it. If, like, say after the Bengals Chiefs game, they offered him a buyout of 150,000, 200, I'd be tempted to go ahead and take that. Wouldn't you? Or do you just say, you know what? No, I'm going to go for it.
I think the rationale for him was just it's site credit. I didn't put any of my own money up on this. So even though I might,
so no matter what happens,
yeah, you know,
like we said, $159,000 back.
He's still really nice.
Yeah, I would pass up.
Yeah, I would take the buyout.
I think I would too. I would too. It's tough. It's tough not to take the easy money. Radio Ron says all free and promo bets turn into cash when you win. You can take the money out and change your identity too if you want. Wait, what? I don't think you need to take the money out.
You can also take the money out, change your identity, maybe go into a little witness protection, go to Mexico, hang out.
579,000. I don't think it's necessary.
Buy a fake mustache.
No, if I win something like $579,000, I'm taking my money out, changing my name to Ron Cohen, president of CRC Broadcast.
What does that even mean?
I'm just saying. I know who all my cousins are.
You're going to pay the bills? What's going on?
I'm just changing my identity.
Okay. Cards Chappie says that last minute switch to pick and Cincy paid off this week. They've carried me throughout the year. Well, see, you know, that's the thing. I still want to do a forensic, sort of investigation in how the hell the 49ers got that far to begin with.
Magic hat.
They were 3-5 starting the year, and here they are still hanging around like a bad penny. Just a lot of that just baffles me. And
I just think they got healthy, Jeffrey. I think a lot of their key players were injured. Kittle was injured. Garoppolo was injured. They weren't playing good football because they had so many key injuries, and I think they got healthy. The defense got healthy, and they started to stop the other team, and they scored more points, and which enabled them to get wins. So I really think it was a matter of them getting healthy.
Moist One says, because of the odds, I bet there was never a cash out even offered to that guy's parlay. It's a good point. They never thought it would actually go through. So why would they? You're right. Good job. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I misspoke earlier. I didn't mean that the Suns won easily. They seem to be coming from behind in some games and winning late. Yeah, but every time you open up the old internet or you look at your Twitter, it looks like they're winning easily, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just the Tips is good afternoon, gentlemen. As much as I hate him, there are not many players that Bill Belichick has let go that proved him wrong by being great somewhere else. Jimmy G will be lucky if Safeway asks him to bag groceries after this recent playoff run. Is there a place where Jimmy G could belong? Meaning, is there a system that exists for him? Because you even deviate one iota from a plan that fits him, and he's given the other team the ball. But is there a place where this guy could actually have any success?
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to a place where they run the football primarily, and then ask him to be productive off of the play action for the run, yeah, you could. I just don't think he can go to a place where Jimmy Garoppolo is the offense, and you're asking him to carry the team, and oh no, we're down 7 with a minute and a half to go. Jimmy marches up the field and get us a touchdown. That's just not the player that he is. And I think if he was paid a little bit less than what the Niners are paying him, yeah, there are places that he could go that would like him.
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked.
None of them are Washington, but
it's probably going to be Washington.
Please don't say that.
It's more than likely going to be.
Please don't.
We must take a break. When we come back, we'll get in and take a look at both of those games with a little more in-depth thought process. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Today, someone will clearly understand their doctor because they have an Arizona licensed American Sign Language interpreter at the appointment. Today, someone will use a voice amplifying device to have a meaningful conversation. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this beautiful Monday. Started out really nice and sunny outside. Kind of got some cloud cover now. Boy, it's a great day here in the Valley. Speaking of a great day, you can have a great day by downloading the FanDuel Sports book, and you can bet on the Super Bowl, which is coming up here in a couple of weeks. We found out this weekend who's going to win or who's going to be a part of this big game, and who's going to be a part of this big game is going to be the Bengals and the Rams. And to celebrate, new customers can bet $5 to win $280 in cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when you register. Now, it takes about 90 seconds to register. No kidding. I did it during a commercial break on this very radio program. It did not take me long at all to get in there. So they've made it easy. They've also made it easy for you to bet. They've given you all the tools that you need and opportunities to make some money. They've got same game parlays where you can combine small bets for bigger wins. Tons and tons of Super Bowl props, and that's just a couple of weeks away. So you go get the FanDuel app on your phone, bet your $5 if you're new. You can turn that right into $280 in cash. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Randy1580. Make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, promo code Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sports app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Yeah, it's amazing what's going on here in the state of Arizona. they're saying that Arizona is the fastest state to reach $1 billion in sports betting since
Isn't that
this thing
crazy?
went live last
Wow.
year. And they're saying, yeah, with everything that's been going on with the football, that's what primarily everybody's been hitting. They're saying what the Suns doing as well as they're doing, yeah, they're probably going to do really nicely with the NBA. And one of the nice things about it is the revenue that comes from this goes into the general fund of the state. So now our politicians will have even more money to misuse. But still, it's a nice feeling that maybe some of it will trickle down.
It's a damn nice feeling to know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it's good all around as long as it gets used correctly. Before we move on to the games, can we just straighten some stuff up here?
Please.
Tom Brady is not retired.
What?
He's not retired.
He's not retired.
We're driving down the road, me and my wife on Saturday, and she says, "Hey, Tom Brady retired." I'm like, "What?" I was actually surprised. I figured he probably had a couple good more years left in him. I know, Randy, you said this was going to be it because he was only going to play until he was 45. And I'm like, wait, he's 44. He's still, he could do one more year. And he got so close. I just felt like, I'm just really surprised. But then it kind of settled in. And I was like, well, okay, I guess that's fair enough. I mean, he still will go out at a high level. Even though he didn't get to the championship game, it was still deep in the playoffs. Nobody is going to look back at his legacy and go, oh, yeah, but at the end, he sucked. All right. So I came to grips with it. And I thought, it's a shame it was so soon because I think he could have done more, but I came to grips with it. And we're driving down the road. Didn't get a whole lot further until somebody said, wait a minute. And that somebody was Tom Brady. Hey, what the hell's going on out here? I never said that. I didn't say that. I wasn't going to do that. So I guess the ESPN reported he is going to hang it up. And then Tom's own company suggested the same in a tweet. So everybody's like, oh, okay. And then they deleted that tweet. Official word was from Tom's agent and his own father, who said, well, he hasn't decided yet. Or maybe he has decided, but he can't say so. Why? Because it would cost him a buttload of money. Supposedly, Brady's contract states that if he'll receive $15 million from his $20 million signing bonus on February 4th. But if he retires before then, he don't get it. So mark your calendars for February 5th, because then we'll find out what the real truth is.
Yeah, that'll be the day then. Yeah.
If he is truly retiring, that's once he, in fact, it might be a couple more days. I don't know about your bank, because sometimes large checks get held in my bank. He's like, I think I'm just going to make sure this thing clears first. I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, just wait till it's in the account and it's nice and safe, and then
Tom's on the back. Wells Fargo. Hi. Is it okay?
I thought it was funny how the Bucks came out and said, "Now wait a minute, there's no truth to this here. Everybody just hold on here." It was funny that they were even trying to help him out get his money. Sounds like to me.
Surprised. If I were them, I'd be like, yes. I mean, sorry to see you go. You get nothing.
Well, winning a Super Bowl goes a long way towards people making sure that you get nice and paid.
So ESPN, who initially released this, I guess, without fact checking, like, they're prone to do. Now we stand by our reporting. We're sure you do, but you're still wrong. And Jason LaCanfora of CBS Sports, I guess he started the frenzy when he said, Tom's close to doing it, but probably doesn't want to upstage the playoffs and stuff like that. And I think that's what got it on everybody's radar. And then ESPN just jumped the starting gun,
But it wasn't just some guy over at the ESPN. It was Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter.
Well, we all know that he's for sale. We all know that he's iffy sometimes.
But Schefter was in the midst of that hurricane with Aaron Rodgers last year. Remember, it was Adam Schefter that reported all that business out there.
Adam was his mouthpiece,
and we kept speculating. Did Aaron Rodgers put Adam up to this?
I think so.
It's to give Aaron Rodgers some leverage. So here we are again. Adam Schefter is in the midst of this turmoil. And it's sad because I like Adam Schefter, but I just don't understand it.
You like him, but he's not always 100%, is he?
Just a couple of things that I know about reporters. A lot of times these guys are not getting the story straight from the horse's mouth. It's a a friend of the player. It's somebody in the guy's entourage usually. So maybe somebody said, hey, Tom looks like he's leaning this way. And then he jumped on it, but he didn't double check it. And that's that. You can't do that in reporting.
Your sources.
And have two of them. You don't have one, have two.
Yeah. And nobody is surprised that the Espen bungled this. And, nobody is surprised. It could have been Tom Brady bungling it. It is possible that he's like, all right, let's have some fun with this. And then somebody said, hey, by the way, you got $15 million. Oh, crap. Oh, I never said it. I never said it. Dad, get out there. Tell everybody I didn't say it. That's $15 million. Unless you want to be put into a home. Yeah, that's what I would do. So whatever the case, at least at this moment, Tom Brady not retired. We'll talk about this next Monday, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ukul the Mock says, wow, Espen's wrong. No way. Next thing you know, Stephen A. Smith will yell about something. Yeah, would not be like him at all.
So out of character.
Donnie, who has nothing else to live for, says, afternoon, boys. Kirk Cousins is a Pro Bowler. Are you bragging or are you saying that as if we should all be stunned and not be able to figure it out? He was, by the way, he was at the Timberwolves Suns game tweeting, and he was talking crap right up until the Timberwolves lost. In your face, Donnie, in your face.
And I only saw one of his tweets. So he was looking up in the rafters of the Footprint Center, going, "Where are the banners?" Timberwolves fan asking, "Where are the banners?" It's a very interesting concept. Fascinating.
Donnie is just I don't know why you're here in this great state, Donnie, but clearly you're being held here against your will. And he has just such snark and hatred for all of our teams. But
he likes
diehard Minnesota fan, though, I guess. Senior Wake and Bake says, was it me or did ASU look like a bunch of third graders compared to U of Ass? No, they didn't. Not for the whole game. But eventually.
They looked pretty good. U of A finally got on top and stayed up there, and that pulled away a little bit. ASU actually played a pretty decent basketball game. U of A is just much more talented. That's the bottom line.
Though
maybe he means in size.
U of A plays UCLA again on the 3rd, and if they get smacked around by the Bruins again,
bye-bye.
Boy, that's going to be real bad news for that program. As far as their aspirations this season, where they thought, we've got maybe an Elite 8 kind of team.
Well, be falling down the polls quick on that. Senior Wake and Bake also says, still laboring from the loss. We'll be back, but without Jimmy G, because he'll be on your team and you'll have a jughead on your team.
Please don't.
And he says, one more for the road. Go Niners. I like how they're all coming back with just one more Go Niners, but you can tell it's a very muted, sullen version.
I like that they were defending Jimmy G up until a week ago, but now the insult is he'll be your quarterback, which is
he won't be our headache anymore.
Yeah, but
that's a good fan though. You're defending your guy to the end. Well, guess what? We've reached the end. Get this bum off my team. So I'll give him credit for that, being good fans. Blissful Hayes says Colts should sign Jimmy G. Jesus Christ, Blissful Hayes. You have been saying the Colts should sign every bad quarterback since time began. You need a new joke, my friend. Mars Bars 805 says, hey, Keon, who do you got tonight? Notre Dame or Duke?
Boy, I'm leaning towards Duke. They've been playing really good basketball lately.
Get Mars Bars 805 a non-fruity drink, Randy. A non-fruity drink.
A non-fruity drink.
No fruit in it at all.
I feel like that's implied.
Shut up,
around
Keon.
here.
Berg says both college buddies, the GM and McDaniels. What is he talking about?
Oh, the general manager of the Raiders and Josh McDaniels.
Oh, let's see. Boomer Sooner says that number 19, I think, for the Rams. He doesn't play that often, but he had a touchdown pass go off his hands for the Rams last night. If he'd have caught that, $5 bet would have paid me $1,550. Damn it! Oh, Boomer Sooner. Yeah, that was crazy. Lost Toby sent me a meme, a picture of Bill Clinton standing there with Monica Lewinsky. Over Bill Clinton, it says a double-digit fourth quarter lead. Over Monica Lewinsky, the San Francisco 49ers logo.
Oh,
work it out. Just a Tip says, Randy, what do you think of this idea? In honor of Ernie Banks, the Major League Baseball schedules doubleheaders on his birthday.
Yeah, I love it. Ernie Banks was famous for saying, let's play two. He loved to play the game of baseball. Why not? I love that.
Will there be baseball? Has there been any movement on that?
There's been some, nothing really promising.
They're still talking to each other, so that's
They
good.
are talking. They haven't stopped talking. They're still negotiating.
You're a month and a half away from turn your head and cough day, man.
I know. And guess what? Tomorrow's February 1st. Just saying.
Yeah, don't forget to pay your rent, right? Or what are you trying to say? What's February 1st?
If they don't get this thing wrapped up pretty quick, we're going to start losing preseason weeks.
Gotcha. I thought it was about paying the rent.
No.
All right, everybody, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. When we come back, we'll actually deep dive on this weekend's games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Today, someone will be included on a work conference call thanks to video relay services. Today, someone will have a support service provider, giving them the environmental and visual information to access and connect with their communities. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
This is Dale Hellestray from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K242 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Yes, it's 4 p.m. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I don't know which texter Patrick Toto is. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't connect the name to the texter name, but put this thing up. Raz and Boogie on the Twitter says, Stafford playing, Eminem performing. This is the closest Detroit has ever been to actually being in a Super Bowl.
It's true.
That is so
Wow.
cold, man. That is so cold. And true, you are correct. 888-368-1580. Let's get caught up on the text line and we will talk about the weekend games. Moist One says, Randy, how many accounts do you have if you make one every commercial break? Probably making lots of money off those promo bets.
No, I just keep reminding people it's very easy to sign up for FanDuel. I did one during a commercial break.
Yeah.
And I just
Hey,
I
not
want
every.
to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
not every.
Come on.
I signed up for my account on FanDuel during a commercial break.
Gotta remember, Moist One does a lot of autoerotic asphyxiation. So, yeah. Thunder Snows says, hey, gents, 4th Dimension, what a wonderful day of football yesterday. It's always fun when the good guys win and the bad guys go home. I wouldn't call the Chiefs the bad guys. I think they're heading into Patriot territory because then everybody's gonna be like, I'm tired of seeing the same guys in the Super Bowl every year. I never felt that way about Tom Brady and Belichick and the cheaters. But I was like, okay, it's fun to root against them. You know, I wouldn't bet against them, but I'd root against them. Charlie Boy says, hey guys, Brady, just say it already. You're done. Ugh. Charlie Boy, you'd wait a while if you had 15 million just sort of sitting there waiting to be picked up. So you don't quit your job before you pick up that last check, depending on who you're working for.
Right. And that's a $15 million check. I think he's going to wait on it.
Fish Tank says, remember the day after the Super Bowl is Valentine's Day. So make sure you get ahead of it. And you're not strolling around hungover looking for roses and chocolate at 7-Eleven the next day. And by the way, here's a wild stat. Only 2 quarterbacks have ever won the FBS title and a Super Bowl. Joe Namath, Joe Montana. Next Joe could be Joe Burrow. All of them are Joes.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Did not know that. That's a good stat. Yeah.
Something about Joes. Let's see. Prison Wallet says, it was an unexpectedly good 49ers team, but if the consensus is Jimmy G needs to ride the bench or leave, I'm on board with that. Yeah, that's another possibility. They might keep him there as a backup. I mean, if he knows he can't be a starter somewhere else, whatever is he too expensive to use as a backup, Keon?
Yeah, he's too expensive. That like the money that they were paying him, though, I believe the contract is up at the end of this season. So
this season or next season?
I'm going to double check that really quick.
Because you might just make a deal with him, say, listen, we'll pay you this amount of money. It'll still be more than any of the 3 of us making a lifetime, but have him as a competent backup and he can be that veteran presence, you know, yada, yada. Jagdog says, my friggin' Niners, Jimmy G, he gone. Randy, can I get a Crown bottle, please, chilled? He wants the whole bottle.
A whole bottle?
No, we don't do that, Jagdog. We'll give you
No.
drinks as we go.
Yeah.
That would be irresponsible of us. You might, you know, we don't want you to be driving later. Dram Shop Act is the thing, you know. Big Kev wants to know, will the Fanatic be able to stream the race broadcasts online or on the Fanatic mobile app? Well, of course, we always do. All of our NASCAR races are streamed free and clear on the Fanatic app.
Yeah. Yeah. And brought to you by your good friends at MRN. They'll be doing the broadcast. So, yeah, it's a good way to do it.
He says, I know you can get it on the MRN thing, but if Fanatic was streaming the race online, I'd give a listen through the Fanatic app. I'd continue to support your station. Thanks, Big Kev.
Thank you. Yeah.
But there you go. Yes, absolutely. It will be streamed. All right. What do you got, Keon?
Yeah, it is at the end of the 2022 season. So they have one more season of Jimmy Garoppolo, but I imagine they move on from him.
Yeah, now they have to trade him.
His base salary is $24 million.
Ooh, snap. Ookla says, Jimmy G to the Colts. They need somebody who can lose, you know, just like Wentz. Shut up. Blissful Hayes says, I'm starting to think you don't appreciate all my great suggestions for Colts quarterback.
I wonder what gave it away.
Big George says, Patrick Toto is good cat. There you go. Good cat. Thank you, Big George. Thank you for that. Just a Tip says, Randy, what do you think of this idea? In honor of Nolan Ryan, the Major League Baseball allows pitchers on their birthday to punch Robin Yount in the face.
No, it wasn't Robin Yount. Who was it now? It wasn't Robin Yount. Robin Yount was an amazing shortstop and outfielder for the Milwaukee Brewers. It was, what was his name? Now I have to look it up. Now it's going to bug me.
Good Cat has an idea. He says, Jimmy G to the Steelers. Sorry, Randy.
No, that's okay. Damn it, I know this guy. Let me see here.
Jimmy G to the Steelers wouldn't be the craziest thing.
Keon, you really blew it. You've just blown it. I want you to know that.
In what way?
Because you and I could have just awkwardly stared at Randy while he looks this up and had a
Robin
great
Ventura.
awkward silence.
Robin Ventura.
Wasn't that the lady on ABC who just had cancer?
No.
Oh.
Robin Ventura. He was the third baseman for the Chicago White Sox. Nolan Ryan was pitching, and he plunked him.
Mhm.
And so Robin Ventura just threw his bat down and charged him out.
Right.
And the great thing is Nolan Ryan got him in a headlock and got his knuckle out on his fist like that and just started working him over, laying knots on his head and about his face. Robin Ventura.
You know, a bunch of texts are coming in now saying the same, but my favorite is Card's voice, Jim Barnett. He just texted in, it was Robin Ventura.
Nice. I like the way he does that. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you.
He actually spelled it out that way. That was
senior moment there. I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry about that. Robin Ventura. There we go.
And oddly, you want to hear something else? He was actually the third text in that order. I'm not even making that up. Yeah, thank you, Gorilla Toe. Thank you, Silly Wabbit. Thank you, everybody who's texting in Robin Ventura.
Thank you all. Fourth
figured
Dimension,
out.
you've always got my back. Thank you.
Who's the one that had it wrong? Was Just Tip got it wrong?
Yeah, he said Robin Yount. It's Robin Ventura.
Wait, is it Yount or Yunt? Because we used to have a guy named Drew Yount, who his name was spelled that way. He pronounced it Yunt. Are you telling me I should have been calling him Yount?
Robin Yount. He broke into major leagues at the tender age of 19 years old. Played for the
Who decided
Milwaukee
that was
Brewers.
pronounced that way?
I guess his mom and dad, or
It actually shows a pronunciation thing there because remember Drew, the guy with the big old beard, who used to run the board on the morning show.
Drew. Yeah,
good guy. He was a great guy.
Yeah,
he was a hell of a guy. But he said it's Yunt. So why does it's same spelling? Why does one guy
Robin Yount? It's just always been Robin Yount. It's always been that way.
That's really annoying. I don't know who to be annoyed with. Robin
I hate it when you got
Drew.
names that are spelled exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And yet there's 2 or 3 different, ways to say it.
Well, I like my friend Sean McLaughlin over there at Channel 5. I want to go see his parents and say, you spelled it Sean.
Yeah.
You spelled it Sean. Could you just you spelled it Sean. And he would never complain, but I feel like somebody needs to speak up for him. And then he had a twin. His twin brother's name is Reginald. No, actually.
And Reginald?
No, actually, his twin brother's name is Sean to make things even more confusing.
Twin brother Sean.
Or was it Timmy? Oh, God, I don't know. We'll have to call him up and get him on and find out what the hell's going on with him.
People that do that, there's something wrong with the neurotransmitters in their brain.
No, Blissel Hayes. It was not Robin Ventura, pet detective. Card's voice says, Robin made a big mistake that day. Nolan was a hoss.
He did. He laid him and just got him in a headlock and just started working him over, man.
It's
What do you think's going to happen?
It's
What do you think?
It happens in some of these sports, basketball and baseball are the two sports where the fights aren't really that good. But every now and then somebody runs into another dude who's serious. Nolan Ryan is one of those guys.
Look, Nolan Ryan looked like a guy who would mow his own yard. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a guy you just didn't trifle with. So I don't know what
play games with him. No,
this dude was thinking when he charged at him. You know what he's thinking? He's probably like, by the time I get there, someone will stop me.
Well, Robin Ventura was in a full dead-on sprint. I mean, he helmet and everything came off, and he was just going as hard as he could, and he only had to
think
go
it through
60 feet 6 inches away from the plate. It was and Nolan Ryan just kind of Ventura tried to get him around the waist.
Yeah.
Well, Nolan Ryan just turned his back and got him in a headlock, man, and the rest was history.
Oh, you can tackle me, but I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Knuckles. Here you go.
He did, man. He had that middle finger out like that on his right hand, just working him over.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore. Now it's just everybody sort of tugging and pushing and shoving. And
another great example of this was when Joey Batista. I can't stand him. Oh my God. and he went in at second base, and Rougned Odor was standing there, and he got up and he did his big, mean mug, and Odor just hit him right in the face.
Odor's another one of those guys that you just don't mess with him. The man's name is Rougned Odor.
Yeah,
just leave him alone.
Yeah, just leave him alone, man.
The man is mad. He doesn't even have a real first name. You think he's not going to punch you? You think so?
Joey Batista got up with his Oakleys on, thinking he's all that, and Rougned Odor is about a foot smaller, shorter than Joey Batista, and just bam!
I'll fight a William any day. I'm not going to fight a Rougned. Get out of here with that. That's the guy. His name is the automatopoeia of what it sounds like when he punches you. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's not even an anagram, because you take the Rugned's name, that it doesn't spell anything, even if you move the letters around. There's nothing. There's nothing. If you had those Scrabble letters, you throw the board across the room. You're like, God damn it.
Rougned Odor spells lights out for Joey Batista. That's how that's spelled.
Blissful A says, we need more assaults in professional sports.
Yes, we do.
Watermelon says, Ventura got hit by 2 knuckles that day. First knuckleball, soon followed by multiple knuckle sandwiches. There was a lot of knuckles there. You are correct, sir.
I think it was a fastball, and it was trailing out there around 98 miles an hour when it made impact. So.
Moist One says, just a word of advice. If you're into autoerotic asphyxiation, buy an Apple Watch. Best purchase I've made in 4 years.
Oh, my God.
The wearer of the Apple Watch has jerked himself off so hard he's passed out. He is not responding to this Apple Watch. That's going to make a great commercial, Moist One. This message will repeat in 5 seconds, which coincidentally is how long Moist One lasts. Oh, you're going to make some money, my friend. You're going to make some money.
You forgot to give him the longitude, latitude.
Yeah. Not very longitude. Latitude is there, though. It's impressive. Hefty Lefty says, I'm excited to see Macaulay Culkin versus Haley Joel Osment in the Super Bowl. Dear God, that you're right. I've always, what's funny? I've always said that Matthew Stafford looks like a sleepy kid who just wandered out in his PJs. He always has that sort of sleepy kid face and messed up hair. Joe Burrow absolutely looks like Macaulay Culkin, but I didn't place Haley Joel Osment with, looking like Matthew Stafford. Good for you, Hefty Lefty. That's dead on. Dead damn on.
That's funny.
Good Cat says, even better for Boogie, Jimmy G to the Lions.
Good name.
Please don't hit me, Boogie. I bleed easy. Gorilla Toe says, anyone call out the 49ers defense, or is everything Jimmy G's fault? I thought the defense gave up that lead. Well, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But
we were going to talk about the game in depth, because I wanted to talk how do you have a ball hit you in the numbers, in the hands?
Well, that poor guy.
And clear field, you had an opportunity to turn the tide of the game, and you just let it drop. I don't understand.
I'm not a 49er fan, but I just felt sick for that guy. You know what I mean?
He was laying on the ground with his hands on his head. He knew he screwed up.
Yeah, that's just one of those things where he thought past the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't stay focused on the moment. He thought past the moment. But we'll get to that here in a moment. So, all right. For the second straight week, the Kansas City Chiefs took their Super Bowl hopes into overtime, but this time they lost. Just like in last week's game against the Buffalo Bills, the Chiefs won the coin toss and they got the ball at first in overtime, but Patrick Mahomes got intercepted. By the way, he tried to throw a pick the play before. Mm-hmm. You think after you throw that ball, you're a little careful, more careful throwing the next one, but nope. He got intercepted by Von Bell, and the rest is history. Bengals drove down the field, got a field goal because Chiefs had a possession. You can't even get mad at the overtime rules on this one. They both got a chance to score, and
it was. I love how Josh Allen responded, because as soon as they won the coin toss, Josh Allen just said a very simple tweet out: "Pain."
That's all he tweeted.
It's all he tweeted. Pain.
By the way, which game was it where they called heads instead of tails? Anytime you do a coin flip, it's always tails, but somebody said heads. Was that? That was that game, right? Wait, did both teams go to overtime? No, just
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever chose for the for the 49, was it? Yeah, the 49ers said heads. Yeah, they could have had the ball first from the very start if they said tails. Just me. Okay.
Why
yeah,
do you
I
always
don't-
take
I
tails?
don't- I don't
It's a
remember-
50-50 chance.
Well, because tails never fails.
Yeah.
It's just, I
And-
don't know. It's just a thing.
Would have been
Oh.
correct in this case, but anyway, so the Bengals drove down the field. They won the game with that 31-yard field goal with that rookie kicker that he's got some swagger. By the way, am I the only one who's starting to look at Joe Burrow's swagger and start to kind of get annoyed with him? Okay, pump the brakes there, kid. You're getting a little too full of yourself.
The problem, or not the problem, but the thing with Joe is he's always been like that. He's always felt that way about his talent and his abilities and himself. And it's an insane level of confidence that most human beings on this planet will never experience.
Well, Cam Newton had the same thing, but the only problem was he was also very demonstrative in dancing and laughing. And Joe Burrow, he goes out there, he does a good job, but then his confidence, he's a cool cat. He's not like Cam Newton, who's flamboyantly flailing around Joe Burrow. But if you ask him, he'll tell you. And but I'm telling you, we're getting this close to where I want to slap the crap out of the kid.
Here's the thing: is if they have any amount of sustained success, where we're seeing Joe Burrow in the public eye, that people will be annoyed by that very easily.
So yeah, and the moment that will come, it came for Cam Newton. Didn't last very long, but it came. The humbling moment where you've got all that swagger on full display and you lose. That is, because he got injured in his rookie year, so it wasn't there was no humbling moment. It was just I'm injured. There's nothing I can do about it. And so once he was healed up, swagger fest continued for him. But I'm telling you, I'm about this close to not liking him. I'm this close.
Yeah, and I'm there too. I've kind of got it on simmer right now. I mean, he is very, very cool. He's the coolest cat on the field. I'll tell you that much. And it'll be interesting to see when they get beat, how he handles that.
They've lost games. They've lost games, but now we're in big gameville, and that's a different animal.
It is, but this isn't a guy that's never had adversity in his life before. He transferred away from Ohio State because he lost the starting job to Dwayne Haskins, who was really great in college, but indicated by where Dwayne's NFL career is now, that they're not even the same kind of quarterback.
I wonder if Ohio State's looking at this situation going,
we could have had Joe Burrow.
It's funny. I keep waiting for it to be that he's just kidding with this super douchey confidence that Joe Burrow is oozing. Because Randy, remember when I got the morning show with you at that music station back in '94? I came out of nowhere and I was on a morning show. Now, all the other guys who had been toiling, working shifts, and of course, one of them, our old pal, Bob McClay, and the other guy was his buddy, but I can't remember his name, that I farted and pushed into a closet. Those guys were upset about it. And I didn't realize they were upset about it. So when they turned, they said, like, well, why do you get to do the morning show? And I just turned and said, because I'm Jeffrey O'Brien. And I smiled. Now, if you know me, you know that I was just kidding. I'm nobody. And that, of course, was a joke, but I didn't know what else to say. Why do you get to do it? And I was like, so I did that. And then I later found out, they hated me for a while for that. But if only they knew I was just kidding. I didn't really feel that way. I wasn't really that cocky. And so I'm hoping Burrow is just having some fun with this and he's not really this douchey. Otherwise, I'll have a new villain to dislike in the NFL.
It started after the LSU wins the national title, and he had the cigar and he was out there smoking it, and I think that the brand is kind of built off of that at this point, because if you talk to him, he's a really humble guy.
Yeah, as long as the guy as long as the guy doesn't go around, I'm bad, and ends up getting benched halfway through the season. I don't care. Carry your confidence. I as long as he's not just an idiot about it,
Bruce's buddy, who's a Bengals fan, says you can have the swag when you have that bad O-line and still make plays. And when you're when you hear him talk, he's a different dude off the field. Do some research on the dude. He's the nicest, most humble dude on the field. I hope you're right, Bruce's buddy, because as I've said in the past, it's always nice when you have a guy, you're like, hey, that guy, I like that guy. And I want to feel that way about Joe Burrow. And I just certainly don't want to go the way of the Cam Newton with him. So if you tell me that, I'll believe you for now. Bruce's buddy. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about yesterday's games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market. New shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashers and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides an educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Oh, it went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
The dictionary describes madness as
frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Laker. Puts it up. To take the truth for the win.
The madness is coming.
Touchdown, dribble.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I was very excited that this weekend I took it more seriously. I sat down, I did my bets, and yep, over there at the DraftKings Sportsbook, I won on both games. Made a nice chunk of money off the Bengals, made less money, but I still won on the Rams. And I gotta tell you, that is a hell of a feeling. And as long as you are betting responsibly, you know, the losses aren't that hard to take as long as you're playing your game and working your bankroll in a smart way. And let me tell you, I've had so much fun with this app now. Now I'm looking forward to betting on the big game. That's right, the Pro Bowl. Kidding. I'm not really going to do that. I'm going to.
Can you even bet on the Pro Bowl?
I don't know. I doubt it. I'm going to be betting, of course, on the Super Bowl. It's a moment we've all been waiting for since September. And in honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl 56, giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. All you got to do is bet $5 and you'll get 280 in free bets if your team wins. So download the DraftKings Sports app. Use promo code bet1580. Some people have been sending me messages on Twitter and Facebook and other things, and I'm always happy to tell you I shared Randy's promo code with you, and I, of course, will share my promo code with you for DraftKings. It's Bet1580. Anytime you can get a deal, anytime you get a free promo bet, boy, you want to go after it. So that's promo code Bet1580. And remember, you got to be 21 years or older, Arizona residents only, new customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you got a gambling problem, remember 1-800-NEXT STEP.
By the way, you can bet on the Pro Bowl. There are
You
no
gotta be
lines
believing
yet
me.
because the rosters aren't set. But once the rosters are set and the alternates are all figured out, and the people who say no because, damn it, I'm not playing in the Pro Bowl get sorted out.
Right.
You can bet on the Pro Bowl. Don't, dear God, don't. But you can if you want to.
Should I?
Look, I didn't expect you to
I'm-
fall into gambling degeneracy so fast.
It's not. I'm just saying.
Well, you wanted to do your one weird
There
bet.
might be some easy money to make on this.
It's possible.
No,
It's blinded him, Keon.
But,
Have you see what's happening here?
it's not degenerate if I
My
only give you
pal
$3
has
bet.
been blinded.
True.
I am doing. I
Now,
am doing a
he's
$10
gonna
bet on the Super Bowl, but
he's
I'm only
gonna
doing
be
a
getting-
$3 bet.
He's going to be getting the racing newspaper and checking out his ponies for the day.
Gonna wear the giant
Several
glasses like
oh,
De
yeah.
Niro in
Oh,
Casino.
yeah, he's got it figured out.
Oh, he's look good, Randy. He's look good. No, I'm chill. I'm doing fine. And listen, I'm up a bunch of money, so of course I'm not going to go crazy with
It's
the bets.
always the I'm up a bunch of money
No,
that gets you. It's
I'm going to
always.
be even more conservative as I go. I'm going to be very careful with what I'm doing. I'm trying to build something. I ain't trying to just throw money anywhere. Although the time between the Super Bowl and the first game of the regular season, I have pledged to do one bet per week on a weird sport. Something I have no knowledge about and just see what happens. Ping pong, cricket, wrestling. I don't know what, not fake wrestling. You can't bet on that, I'm sure. Can you? You
Well,
can't.
let me
no,
check.
because it's scripted, so
You
there's
mean
no
MMA?
way.
You mean MMA?
No, I was talking about like WWE. MMA, I know you can bet on. Yeah, there's no way. It's like saying we're going to bet on General Hospital. It's just no, that'd be stupid. Because you know you
that
got to
would be
be
Jeff
kidding.
Bloom's bet. That would be his thing. If he has this option, he's betting on General Hospital.
I don't think his wife would allow him to bet, but you know, whatever. And it's not legal over there. Excuse me. Bruce's buddy, who's sticking up for Joe Burrow, saying he's not a douchey guy, that deep down he's a nice guy, he says, trust me, he's not even close to that clown Cam Newton. He doesn't care how they win as long as they win. And if you hear him mic'd up on the field, you can tell he's just a kid out there having a ball. Never even mentioned his knee, just keeps balling and always just hits the open man. Next man in the new generation of great quarterbacks. You know what, Bruce's buddy? I sure hope you're right. Let's see. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, said, wait, what? I don't understand what that's in reference to. I'm gonna skip on that because I don't know what it was connected to. Ukla says, that's why Tart is a defensive back and not a wide receiver. The dude can't catch. That's right. Tart was the name of the guy who dropped the possibly game-ending interception there. That's what it is. You got an answer on the World Wrestling Federation betting lines there, Keon?
No sports book that actually matters will do it. There are
that
ones,
actually matters.
yeah, like DraftKings, FanDuel, like the big ones don't do it. But there are some smaller, more obscure, sports books, and the offshore ones will definitely allow you apparently to bet on a scripted.
So here's how this goes. Here's a big match between fake wrestler A, fake wrestler B. And they're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna bet on fake wrestler A. I'm gonna put all this money on him. Oh, he's a lock. He's for sure gonna win." And then, of course, the people who write the script are like, "All right, who's up in the betting? Okay, the other guy's winning, so we get all the other money." I mean, that would be you'd be out of your mind to bet on fake wrestling. Am I wrong?
You're
I mean,
not.
that's
No,
exactly how it would go.
you're well. All of the major sports books also agree with you because they're not doing it.
Don't start with me, Blissel Hayes. He says, hey, the NFL is scripted similar to WWE wrestling.
Okay, stop.
Mr. Pringle texted you proof last week. I don't recall seeing proof.
He texted an allegation that was true.
Yeah.
That some former somebody said something about it. That's not proof. We need act like when the NBA had the whole Donaghy scandal. That's proof. We need that for the NFL before I start walking around going, yeah, this is as scripted as the WWE.
Justin Tip says, after some research, yeah, Burrow is a hardworking, humble badass. He is allowed to play for LSU immediately following his tenure at Ohio State because he graduated in his 3 years there and still had 2 years eligibility. Wait, what? So he was just playing for the college and he didn't have any classes or nothing?
Well, no, he was doing graduate courses when he was at LSU,
or somebody was doing it for him.
Well, yeah, I think he was doing it. I mean, but it's not like it was his primary focus. It was like part of his day would be, all right, I'm going to do my coursework. And then literally the rest of the day was Joe Burrow watching film and practicing. And that was his day and how he drew it up. So he was very prepared coming out of college.
FAB says, this Joey guy is making all his Joeys look like D-bags. And then he said, Jeffrey, by the way, you should check out PFC. Can I bet on that? PFC? Pillow Fighting Championship. He says it's real. If it's on DraftKings, I'll give it a shot. I promise. I'll give it a shot. Silly Wabbit says, I'm sure Jeffrey can start betting on the cockfights now, too. I'm impressed if you can fight with that thing that way, but I don't think that's going to be on DraftKings. Bruce's buddy says, I already read this one. Thank you, Bruce's buddy. Navy Brad says, happy Monday, men. I say Jimmy G to Minnesota for Cousins. Also, Nolan Ryan owns a cattle ranch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you want Jimmy G to Minnesota for Kirk Cousins? Are they the same guy?
Yeah. No, I'm more focused on the fact that he wants us to know that Nolan Ryan owns a cattle ranch.
Yes, he does. And he has had a cattle ranch for many years.
I had a strawberry zinger after lunch. Both facts are just as interesting. Senior Wakenbank says that Ryan Ventura fight, you can see Ryan talking to Ventura. He's probably asking him if he likes hospital food.
How does this knuckle sandwich taste? Does it taste good?
Are you really going to come out and charge me? Really?
What were you thinking is probably all he said. Excuse me. Hefty Lefty says Von Miller has a chance to humble Joe Shiesty, just like he ruined Cam Newton. So this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about, oh, wow, look at this. The Bengals. I was honestly surprised that the Chiefs weren't able to sack Joe Burrow. I was honestly surprised at that. But I have news for you guys. There's 0% chance that the Rams don't sack the bleep out of Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl. 0% chance.
Well, the Rams didn't sack Jimmy Garoppolo, which I thought was crazy, though. This offensive line for the Bengals is so much worse.
Right.
But
I mean,
still,
49ers they worked hard. And boy, I got to say, that 49ers offensive line, they were allowing a lot of holding. I'm sure we all saw how many different times when they'd show a slower replay and you're like, oh, that's holding. Oh, that's holding. Oh, that's holding.
I think they just reached a point where they just had to let some of it slide. Otherwise, the game would never end. You could have flagged holding on every single play in that game.
But that said, they did not murder Joe Burrow. But I'll tell you what, the Rams, when you've got Aaron Donald, Von Miller, the other guy whose name always eludes me, those three beasts coming at you, you better get rid of the ball quick.
I believe the other guy you're thinking of, Jeff, goes Biff Washington.
Biff Washington. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Big George says, hearing Jim Nantz scream in that Phoenix Open commercial, oh, it went in. Reminds me of something Moistwin would say in a blind date. Yeah, he did have a string of blind girls he dated for a while. That was not probably right.
Oh, boy.
Good Cat says, speaking of pro wrestling, who does Dusty Rhodes think will win in this upcoming Super Bowl?
Listen, I'm always particular who I carry, who I bring forth in my NFL endeavors. But listen, the Dusty Rhodes comes from the south central part of the country. I'm a country boy at heart, so I've got to go with my man Joe Burrows and the Bengals. However, I will say this very quickly. From the South comes Matthew Stafford. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I usually am not, I'm usually right on because I am Dusty Rhodes, after all, a wrestling champion. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Matthew Stafford comes from Bulldog country, the Georgia Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. This is really going to be sort of a toss-up, I think. But I'm leaning on Joe Burrow at this point because I like his moxie. Dusty Rhodes out.
Spoiler alert, it won't be a toss-up. It's well, I don't want to give anything away 2 weeks before it happens, but it's Remember the Rams in the last Super Bowl they were in? That's not happening again.
No.
It's not even going to be close.
Because this Rams team is A, not quarterbacked by Jared Goff, and B, even though the Bengals have played really well defensively, that was the best defense that Bill Belichick ever constructed. And they couldn't score on it.
Mm-hmm. Listen, the Bengals right now are a 3.5 point favorite. The Rams are a 3.5 point favorite over the Bengals. That line is going to change. It's going to become 4.5, 5.5. It could get up to 7.5. Because at first, there's that honeymoon period where you're like, oh, them Bengals look pretty good. Oh, them Rams, there you go, 3.5 point favorite. Then we're going to go, oh, wait, the Bengals don't really have an offensive line, do they? 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. I bet the line moves quite a bit here in the next few days. So you may want to think about that before you place your bets. So, I mean, listen, I'm no expert. I'm an amateur, but that's my guess. If I'm wrong, somebody who knows more about betting, please tell me. But I can't see this continuing to be a 3.5 point thing. I mean, I'm inexperienced, but am I wrong?
No, I mean, the money's going to come in and influence the line in one direction or another, as our good friend Josh Applebaum has told us. And we're going to see it probably shift in favor of the Rams, I would imagine, the more people start to figure out where they want to go.
Hefty Lefty says Burrow proves against the Saints that sacks don't matter as much pressures matter. The most against him, a sack is safer than a pick. I don't understand what that means. Pressures eventually turn into bad decisions and interceptions. That's what the Rams need to do. Okay, I understood that part.
Which is what happened against the Niners. They were able to force Jimmy Garoppolo eventually into making some bad decisions late, because even though they weren't able to sack him, they forced pressures.
Ukla says Stafford is from Dallas, Texas. Dusty, best friends with Clayton Kershaw. Neither one can win the big one. Hamilton Porter says, as a Lions fan, good for Stafford. He deserves it. And just so you know, his wife had brain tumor when pregnant with his twins. In remission right now, though. Before leaving Detroit, they donated $50 million. No, it was not 50. It was $1 million. Yeah, I don't think it was 50, yeah. Hamilton Porter, but nice try. Class acts, yes, they are. At any millions, you are correct.
Yes, I think he is from Dallas, but I thought he
played at Georgia.
I thought he played at Georgia.
He was a Bulldog, yeah.
Bruce's buddy says, bring the line to 7 because it's been the same time each time we played them. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, sorry, I meant against the Titans, not the Saints. I still don't understand what you're saying, but I got the second part. That's all that matters. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, a little bit more about the Bengals and the Chiefs. And, of course, we'll talk about the Rams and 49ers, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Recently, Clayton Kershaw passed the great Don Drysdale on the Los Angeles Dodgers all-time list for all-time strikeouts. He's now number 2 on the list. Who's number 1 on that LA Dodgers strikeout list? The answer is coming up.
Sports updates on Phoenix teams, sports trivia about Phoenix sports, top picks, and much more. All at phoenixsports.digital. Here's a bonus sports trivia question from Nick LaCapria's Sports Trivia Library. Who is the last National League team to win 2 World Series in a row? See the answer at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the all-time Dodgers strikeout leader, the great Don Sutton. Sutton also has the most wins in Los Angeles Dodger history. And of course, he pitched for the Los Angeles Dodgers for many, many years. Kershaw's approaching, but right now, Don Sutton, all-time Dodgers strikeout leader.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No. It's time to call Harman Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. That means with 0 down and no payments for 12 months, you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year-round. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmansolar.com.
Cyber criminals are out to steal your information. Hackers profit by stealing your confidential, financial, medical, and corporate intellectual property. Privacy Lock is the industry's leading cybersecurity solution for Windows-based computers. What most Windows-based users don't realize is how vulnerable they are to attack, be it through the keyboard, camera, microphone, speakers, or even clipboard. Privacy Lock is the only solution on the market that locks down your camera, your microphone, your speakers, your keyboard, your clipboard, and even prevents screen scraping spyware. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has been a leader in proactive cybersecurity solutions for consumers, small to mid-sized businesses, and enterprise companies. The best way to stop hackers from stealing your privacy and data is to prevent it in the first place with the industry's most secure endpoint protection solution, Privacy Lock from Strikeforce Technologies. Go to privacylock.com and use promo code RADIO to get an additional 15% off. This offer is only good until the end of January. Go to privacylock.com now.
Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to battle a trio of nationally ranked teams, starting with USC Thursday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Then the Sun Devils host UCLA Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, before ending the homestand with a rescheduled rivalry matchup against Arizona that tips at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
We give you so much sports, you'll have to hit the showers after listening. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on 1580 99.3 The Fanatic, your station for Super Bowl 56. And speaking of Super Bowl 56, FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. To celebrate, new customers can bet $5 to win $280 in cold hard cash. And you can place that bet on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when you register. That's right. You'll get your winnings in cold hard cash, Keon, because we know cash is always better than free bets. Ain't that the truth?
It is.
There's no better place to bet Super Bowl 56 than FanDuel Sportsbook. Promotions for the new and existing customers. They've got the great same game parlays where you can combine small bets, kind of like what Jeffrey's talking about. Take a few dollars here, put it on this, add some legs to it. Passing yards, for example, the Super Bowl. Let's say you bet the Bengals to win. Joe Burrow throws over 350 yards. Their stud receiver gets 100 yards passing and a touchdown, and they win by a certain score. Okay, there's your parlay. Now you've just taken $5 and you've turned it into a bigger payout if your bet hits. So promotions, same game parlays, tons of Super Bowl props, a whole lots of more things going on. It's a lot of fun, actually. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280 cash by downloading the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Randy1580 to make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, it's Randy1580, and it's exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
So I just happened to notice this. A friend of mine posted this up, and I guess some wise ass reporter at a press conference brought it up too. I guess they were talking about how Matt Eberflus and what's the other guy's name? Ryan Pohl are now working for the Bears. And this one reporter sends him and goes, Matt and Ryan again? Because Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, they hired two guys with the same first names. I wonder if it's just because they already bought gifts with that name or something like that.
I'm not buying a new Matt and Ryan gift. Yeah. We're going to go with Poles and Eberflus and just roll with it.
Yeah. Nice. Somebody got something monogrammed. Okay. So whatever. I just saw that and thought, all right. So where were we? Oh, that's right. We were talking about the Bengals beating the Chiefs in overtime. And wow, I got to give credit to Patrick Mahomes because he took responsibility. He's more of a leader than we're used to seeing around these parts here in Arizona, as far as football goes. And you knew the minute he threw that pick, he would take responsibility, and he did. He went out there and he said, "You can't go up 21-3 and lose." He says, "That's on me." I don't know if the whole game is on him, but that last possession, the game was on him. That one right there. The rest of the time, make of it what you will.
Yeah, that's why they pay him what they pay him. He's the guy that they give the money to because he's death when this team has the ball last. And so for him to throw the ball into double coverage that way, he should have known better. And he's owning up to it.
And also in the first half, he was extraordinary. Second half, he just kind of was flat. Just fell apart.
Interceptions in the second half.
He
was only
he didn't perform very well at all in the second.
His quarterback rating was 98.1 in the first half. It was 9.1 in the second half.
8 for 18 and 55 yards will get you there. You know what I'm saying? And he got sacked 4 times in the second half as well. So it sounds like his O-line wasn't exactly helping him out there. And the throw to Tyreek Hill that got intercepted, he takes complete responsibility for that. But sometimes there's a lot of things that are happening at the same time. I'm not trying to give Patrick Mahomes a pass. No, I remember I turned to my wife. I'm like, oh man, he absolutely blew it. He tried hard to blow it the first time, and then the second time he made sure it happened, throwing that interception. But he'll be fine. The Chiefs will be fine. Patrick Mahomes will be fine. They'll absolutely be back. I don't know if Ashanti will be back singing the national anthem anytime soon. That poor girl. Didn't you feel bad for her a little bit? Did you see the beginning of the game? Ashanti is there to sing the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your toupees and your hats as we sing the national anthem for our country. And she gets up there and she's like, wait, her mouth is moving, but there's no sound coming out. I guess her mic wasn't on. And so then the crowd was like, help her out. And the whole crowd started singing the national anthem, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But once her mic came live, maybe they could have faded out and let her finish because that probably would have been a little bit better for her. They did not. And her rendition was at that point, very meek and kind of low key the entire time.
Because you're trying to average it out now with a bunch of people who don't sing for a living. Yeah.
She's trying to sing along with the masses instead of the other way around. And so somebody's getting fired for that. I guarantee that. But yes, it's nice that you guys helped out. Probably should have let her have it back once the mic was working. But at least it wasn't as bad as the guy for CBS that's getting fired. Did you watch the halftime with during the halftime? I'm sitting there with my wife and we're like, all right, let's see what they have to say about this. And I had to mute the TV immediately. Why? Walker Hayes, I guess, did a concert during halftime, but not just like on the TV. He did a concert on the field for the fans. But yet you had James Brown, Nate Burleson, Phil Simms, Boomer Esiason, Bill Cowher. Okay, we're ready to share with you all our wisdom and nuggets of knowledge. And you could not hear them over the redneck singing in the background.
Oh, boy.
They got absolutely. If you know what I'm saying? Broadcast. It's like, okay, if this is going to happen, well, we need to know this. Now, maybe you do the show higher up, right? Somewhere in a suite where you can kind of control that a little bit. You could not hear these guys talk. So when I muted it, I turned on closed captioning. So then it would say, Boomer Esiason, inaudible. Bill Cowher, inaudible. I was like, I guess it makes sense that the closed captioning typer would be like, I'm out. I can't.
The headline on this country music website that I'm on is simply titled Walker Hayes NFL halftime gig is hilariously loud. That's the headline.
Yeah, and of course he sent over a tweet saying, "Thanks for having me on the show, guys." And yeah, I mean, of course, Twitter had some fun with this. One person wrote, "Who scheduled a football game in the middle of a Walker Hayes concert?" And others said, "We're getting a halftime show and a halftime show at the same time." And but somebody's getting fired on both things. You can't blame the stadium people. But just The producer should have known that was going to happen. And
Yeah, you check levels
adjusted.
before.
Well, it's not even about checking levels, it's about knowing there will be a concert. There's nothing they could have done. That sound was so loud, there was no saving it.
Yeah,
The
you
only
gotta-
way to save it is pitch to a studio or go back up into the rafters.
Yeah, or go up into a suite or move the live set somewhere outside the stadium where it's not going to be as prevalent. So yeah, that was a poor move on CBS's part.
You know what that reminds me of, Randy? remember when we showed up and we were on a platform at the Fiesta Bowl parade? And we were down the route and we had the script from NBC.
Yeah.
I played Janine Ford. You played Al Roker. And across the way from us was KUPD. Now they pull up in their van, but we had like mega speakers.
We did.
We drowned them out so bad. They got mad. They were complaining to parade officials. And finally, they didn't just like give up the speak. They packed up and drove
Packed up and
away.
left. Yeah.
Wow. You just quit for the day.
We just shut them down.
And as they left, I yelled at them, Dave Pratt's line, "Who loves you, baby?"
Yeah, we kind of blew them away. Yeah.
So, all right, listen, I can't blame Walker, Texas Hayes Ranger, whatever the hell his name is, and his stupid Applebee's song. But somebody should have known this, and a couple of people are getting fired.
Wait, that was his song?
Huh?
Oh, now I hate him even more now.
Yeah, I know. I as I was muting and unmuting, I heard that song, and all I know what that is the Applebee's song. Is that really what it's called? The Applebee's?
I don't know what it's called, but I know that the song is about, being a simple man and enjoying the simple pleasures like the diarrhea that Applebee's will give you when you're done.
Or the mute button on my remote. So, so one of the things that was really kind of sad about the Bengals Chiefs game was seeing CJ Uzma get injured right there. He was looking to be a force in that game, and lucky for the Bengals, they were able to win even without him because they had Sample, who's not so shabby, and another guy whose name escapes me. But yeah, he went down, and it turns out he's got an MCL sprain. And they're going to see if in the next couple of weeks he can be ready and be back for the Super Bowl. But I don't know. An MCL sprain, is that something you can recover from in 2 weeks?
I think depending on how bad it is, yeah,
depending on the severity of it. If they think it's a mild sprain, if he's able to stay off of his feet for the next couple of weeks, work it out on maybe the bike or something, but not actually, participate in practice, he might be able to be ready.
Yeah, and he just got back from a different injury, so that was kind of sad to see him go down that way. Kyle Shanahan. Oh, that's the wrong game. Hold on. Why is that in my stack here? Oh, anyway, so Joe Burrow, he's been saying, and he said it again, we've never been a first half team. We've always been a second half team. Eventually, though, if don't you have to become a full game team? I mean, I remember the Patriots used to be more of a second half team, but that's implying they didn't score in the first half. The Patriots would score some in the first half, and then they'd go nuts on you in the second half. I don't know if you can really equate what the Bengals are being a second half team to say what the Patriots of the past were, right?
I don't think so. I think the thing that they're saying here is they make good adjustments at halftime. They've seen how the pace of play is going along here, and the Zach, the head coach of the Bengals there, is able to make good adjustments for his team. The team is able to adjust and come out and exploit some of the weak areas of the other team.
Which I think is different from those Patriots of the past, where they would just wear you down. It wasn't that they couldn't beat you in the first half.
Yeah.
It was just by the time they were through with you in the second half, you didn't have anything left.
Right.
That's a little different from this team where things don't really start clicking until the second half.
In both games yesterday, we did see really good defenses get tired. I remember watching and saying, my God, that defense is going a million miles an hour. They're not going to make it 2 possessions, let alone 2 halves before they're completely gassed. So second half team or not, well, there you go. Joe Burrow is proving himself right. And they are going to the Super Bowl. By the way, remember we were talking about how douchey Joe Burrow may be coming across. When they asked him about he has this JB 9 with a Nike swoosh under it chain he was wearing, diamond studded. And they said, "Hey, are those real diamonds, Joe?" And he's like, "They're definitely real. I think I make too much money to have fake ones. So these are real."
Yeah. Well, if you're going to, I mean, come on. Are you going
It's
to
not
ask about
making
his,
the case for him to not be douchey.
but you're going to ask him about his necklace? Come on, man.
Yeah, you're gonna ask him.
Well, he's wearing it right there, big on his
Yeah,
chest.
that's very nice.
But he's a
necklace.
football player. They
Come
all
on,
wear
man.
chains.
That's ridiculous.
this
That's
is
you
a-
talk about a clown question. That's a clown question.
I wouldn't ask if they were real, but I think it's kind of douchey to wear, especially when you haven't done anything yet.
I don't know. He's done a lot. It's just, has he won a
College
Super Bowl?
championships don't count. If he wins this Super Bowl, he can wear that all he wants. And nobody should
I
ask him
think you
anything
should be
about
able to enjoy wearing a chain, whether or not you're a Super Bowl champion.
And I'll tell you what, he's taken that team.
And that's
he's taken that
The
team. and
Bengals
he's
have never been this far before.
He has turned it around. I'll tell you that much.
Look at the size of that thing.
I know.
Beautiful.
It was like this big.
Maybe it was a gift.
Yeah.
To himself, from himself. You know.
Well, probably from some boosters in the past. All right, one more hour of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. We all know what New Year's resolutions are, right? Now, New Year's resolutions don't have to start on January 1st. We got a long year, but let's not wait any longer. If one of your resolutions was to trim up, lose a couple unwanted pounds, feel a little better in your own skin, I've got the company for you. It's called Valley Medical Weight Loss. They've been in business in the Valley for over 10 years. 3 walk-in locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Nerds! Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Who went in?
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, listen, I got to learn this betting app better, you know? I want to get deep down in there. I want to understand where to find the juicy little tidbits. That's the next question for Josh Applebaum when it comes to like DraftKings or FanDuel. Where are some of the secret little areas, some tricks? There's got to be something like, you know what I'm talking about? I know that there's all sorts of great parlay opportunities on FanDuel. Radio Ron has been kind of showing me the ropes on some of that, but I want to find out all the tricks. You know, like McDonald's has a secret menu. I want to see what these betting apps have like that.
So you're saying that the betting apps have a secret menu?
Not a secret menu, but just like tricks of the trade, little areas you can go and find stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you're experienced enough with the app, you'll know where to look for, some of the more interesting bets, maybe some of these prop bets that maybe don't get pushed to the top. And you can find that and maybe work that and make a little money.
Just saying, if anybody's got any tips, hints, or instructions, please fill me in because I want to get damn good at this. Just the tips. We were talking about Joe Burrow. Douchey or not douchey?
I don't think he is.
I hope not. I really do hope not. I don't mind the swagger, the way I kind of was explaining it. I just don't want it to become the swagger the way Cam Newton sort of showed it. But he said, Just the Tip says, Jeffrey, if you watched the game, you saw every one of Burrow's O-line and many defensive players grab him. Well, I turned away from CBS over to Fox immediately after the game because I thought it was already starting, but it turns out it wasn't. But once I was there, I stuck there with those clowns and just watched them. He says, but on this way to the post-game interview, basically all those players were giving him a lot of love and hugging him up and stuff. He says the dude has his team behind him and none of them are goofing.
And as much as that giant chain must have cost, this is a guy that the moment he got drafted and into the league, donated. I don't know exactly the number of money, but he found a local food pantry in Cincinnati that needed some money, needed some funding, and gave a portion of his contract to that. So,
well, he could just be trying to make it with a homeless girl. You don't know.
I don't think that's the case.
Don't think so.
I don't know, but I'm going to go with incredibly unlikely.
No. See what I did, Mabel? All right, get in the car. Anything's possible.
We said Joe Burrow, not Moisty.
Good point. Mays from St. Louis says, I told you the Rams would kick ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin says, did you guys know that Cleopatra in the Caesars commercials was Halle Berry? I know she doesn't look like Halle Berry that much in that. And also, I have a feeling she's only in it for the paycheck because she doesn't seem like she's having fun. She looks a little dead behind the eyes, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, this movie about the moon, she probably already knows it ain't going to work. So she's just trying to get some money. And, the Manning family, they were having fun. B Smooth was having fun. Halle Berry was just like, would rather be anywhere but here. It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck.
Well, because you think at the beginning of her career, if she ever thought she'd be in a gambling commercial, she would be the most surprised of anybody. Probably.
Why am I here? Why am I here? You know where I've seen that look before? Dale Hellestray.
Why am I here?
It's what I imagine a Fed fan looks like. Every time she listens to the show.
She says that, but she loves us, or she wouldn't keep coming back for more.
Yeah, no. Haven't heard from her today.
A couple days. She's in, she gets deep in the tennis or the basketball sometime.
No, tennis is over for this week.
Thundar, the San Bavarian, says, I think Jeffrey wants to know if there's an inside line on where to bet which horses are going to die at the track, because he has some insight on which horses are most likely not to walk away. I think you're thinking of somebody else. Prison Wallet says, if you're experienced enough, the very best you can hope for is hedging your bets and coming away no losses, no wins Other than that, there's really no tricks to gambling on the apps. If there was, we'd all be rich. I know. I thought it was worth asking because, people, I don't know any of these secret menu asks at the, when you go to the different places like the Burger King or, the good ones, what's that one? In-N-Out. I suppose there's some secret menus for In-N-Out, Starbucks and other things.
Like there's menus for secret menus for pretty much everywhere.
I guess it makes sense there wouldn't be for the betting apps. Random texter says Kansas City Chiefs bet and lost 25. San Francisco 49ers bet and lost 25. Current Super Bowl entertainment value worthless. Come on. Random texter is a Chiefs fan.
You might as well enjoy the Super Bowl. You paid $50 for it.
You're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping.
Wow.
Oh no.
Straight fire.
Wow. Now listen, Random Texter just got both the DraftKings and the FanDuel app. And so here's the thing,
Did he use
Random
Randy
Texter.
1580 when he signed up for the FanDuel?
Yeah, they sent me a message offline and asked for to be reminded the promo codes, and I reminded them. And so listen, you bet 25 on the game. Holy God, I only spent $3 on these games.
Yeah, see, that's the thing there. You got to understand, your bankroll is very, very important. You can only use 3% of your total bankroll. Only use 3% per bet. That way you're in the game longer.
Yeah, well, listen, I was excited on the first time too, and I did like some overloaded bets myself. So probably want to
have been there to see that.
Probably want to settle in a little bit. I was, man. I was just like, sounds good. Sounds good. So free bet. Oh yeah. Sounds good.
Those free bets will absolutely get you.
Well, that's my point of pride. The bets I won were straight up like considerate and researched and thought through bets. The ones I lost was all that free money I could have kept. Idiot. Me being the idiot. Don't think I'm calling Keon an idiot.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yet. Let's see.
I appreciate that less. But
so it's eventual. Gonna happen.
We'll get there.
The Jet says, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Cincinnati will play the Rams in the Super Bowl. Thank you, the Jet, for that important breaking news. Uka the Mock says that was a really poor decision by CBS, just not hiring Tony Romo. Maybe that that wasn't bad enough. Oh, I think he means leaving the audio on during the halftime thing. Shooter McGavin says, Jeffrey, learn how to use teasers. What does that mean?
A
teaser bet.
Yeah, Josh has mentioned this. I still am struggling with the concept of teasers. So, but the idea that you can get a spread that maybe isn't advantageous to you and then tease it down to something that is a little bit more advantageous, where you're like, okay, that team could cover that spread potentially. But don't ask me how it works because I'm still trying to get it.
Well, I'm looking at a ticket that he's bragging on from BetMGM, where he 2-team 6-point pro minus 6.5 point CFB teaser, one bet $390, and he won on it and made $690. So he made $300 off of the $390 on the Bengals and the 49ers. So I don't know what the bet is because I'm not really reading this. I don't know what it means. Shooter McGavin, maybe explain to me what just happened right there. Hefty Lefty says, I know how to tease into a spread. So does Moist One. Aiton's Army says, for example, I bet on Ja Morant to score 30 points and Memphis to beat the Sixers. The payout is just over 3-1. You can also parlay this with more bets. So that's right. So he took $5, and then with that, those two things, it was plus 310, and so he came out of that with $20.50. Not bad there. Aiton's Army is good at two things: one, betting; two, losing weight with Valley Medical Weight Loss. Those are those two things. That guy is right on.
There might be more, but those are the two things we definitely know.
Lacrosse guy says teasers are great. I really got to learn that. You're right, guys. I really got to learn that. Big Kev says that Walker Hayes song is called Fancy Like. CBS producers would have been smarter to just do a shortened halftime report and just maybe turn the cameras over there and show the concert, then do a couple of sideline reports before kickoff. Big Kev should have been directing that. I'll tell you what, somebody's not now. So somebody is getting fired for CBS. More than likely, a producer, somebody who should have known all that. Big George says Tony Romo is an awful announcer. Can I just say at first, all right, he knew his stuff, and we were like, yeah, I kind of like Tony Romo. Now, I am pretty annoyed with him too. Is it just me?
I still like him.
He says some stupid crap. He knows
does.
his stuff, but he says some really stupid crap. Or Nance is sitting there going, I could be watching golf.
I think in 8 or 9 years, I think people will really dislike him because
he'll reach Joe Buck and whatever the other
Troy
guy
Aikman status.
Troy Aikman status.
No, because Troy Aikman, they're boring. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman's biggest sin is not that they say stupid things, because people say stupid things. They're boring.
Both of them say some pretty stupid things, Keon.
Yeah, but they do it so boringly. It's not like you mess up, go big when you mess up, which I don't mind about Romo. But the further he gets away from his playing career and the more different the game becomes, he's not going to be ahead of a lot of these offenses anymore. And then you're just going to have to lean on Tony Romo's personality, which if you like it, cool. But if you don't, you're going to have a real bad time.
Aiton's Army is laughing at me because I read his text out of order. I don't know what would have been different otherwise. I read the words of the text and then the picture of his bed. I don't know what I did wrong there. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Big Risk says Romo is entitled to one bad game on the air, right? You guys never been off? When have we been on?
Exactly.
No, it's not about one bad game. Big Risk. I have noticed over a couple of a lot of games this season where I'm just like, oh, shut up, Romo. That just I'm starting to be a thing in my house. Shut up, Romo. Oh, come on, man. And he just get kind of annoying.
I don't care if he says stupid stuff, even decently frequently. Do not bore me while you're being dumb, which is I can't do that with the ESPN guys. Because Levy is boring as sin, and I the same thing with Buck and Aikman. It's just bad. It's just terrible.
Well, the thing with Romo also is he was struggling doing his job part of it, not just making silly comments, but they were trying to. He was like, "Okay, go ahead, Romo, break down the thing," and he was struggling with what he was seeing on the telestrator thing and who was in the play, and he was sort of fumbling all over himself. You're right, Big Risk. We could all mess up here and there, but. I don't know. Again, it's just me. He says, is he changing his style or is it just getting old? No, I think he's changing his style to where he's being a little more goofy. And then it starts like, okay, you are not funny, Tony Romo.
I think that this is where he was always going to wind up. And
it's his real personality.
Yeah. Because I mean, I lived in Texas while he was the quarterback of the Cowboys. Dude's a giant goofball. Like that's his personality.
He dated Jessica Simpson
on purpose.
She broke up with him because he wasn't intelligent enough. I just made that up. That's actually not the truth. He broke up with her. Oh my God. I was just making a joke. Let's see. Big problem, says Big George. With Tony Romo, he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. I don't know if that's true. He says yesterday he was saying Cincinnati Bengals, who are up 3, should just let Kansas City score a touchdown at the end of regulation. You don't let a team score a touchdown when you're up 3. I think he probably meant field goal, but whatever. You let your defense hold them to a field goal, just like what happened. It's a good point. No, you're right.
Well, yeah, I think what he was saying was if you how I remember that was if you get to the end of the game and you're the Chiefs, you don't want to score the touchdown too fast. I thought that's what he was trying to say.
The Big Risk says the morning show was saying he was drunk on air. Now, is that reported or is that just speculation? He didn't sound drunk. He just sounded goofy. But that would explain a lot if Romo's been hitting the bottle. I mean, how do you get away from a relationship with Jessica Simpson and not be an alcoholic? Oh my God. Just a Tip says, Jeffrey, seems like the basis of Josh Applebaum's philosophy is that there's no trick or gimmick. It's about being contrary, limiting exposure, and watching the line. Yeah, I know. And I'm doing that now. It's not as much fun, but being responsible will get you farther.
Yeah, just every now and then, if you're feeling a little spicy, go ahead and break out a parlay.
You see that plus 7,000, you're like,
just give me that one time.
Yeah, and definitely don't do the thing that I did when I first started betting, which is get a nice 4-game parlay with free bets that hit for you that first time. and then use your actual money for another parlay where
the
you
same
just,
level.
yeah, and it's gone. That's your real money because that's what happened to me.
Well, again, I kind of focused into that $3 bet concept because I put $100 in, and the $3 bet concept that Josh Applebaum was teaching. And Radio Ron was telling me about, well, you do parlays, this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that because there's more moving parts and something could break. And he says, you could just do a $1 bet. I was like, ooh, you are correct. I didn't think about the fact I could do a lesser bet, and then the payout on the parlays is higher. So I guess less in, less comes back, but also less risk. And, maybe you can start to pile a few of those up. So I might give it a shot. I don't know. Again, after my first week, I'm trying to be very cautious and deliberate as I go. And right now, I started with 100. I got 160 now. So I'd say that's a pretty good start. So
it's a very good start. Yeah.
Going to continue to be careful. Yes, I will have a $10 bet on the Super Bowl because that's the Super Bowl, man. You gotta do something.
Swing
there.
big.
But after that, I'm going to stick to the plan, just like we've talked about. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says, score, Keon 1, random texter 0. Well, by the way, here's another score for you. Mina Kimes 1, Jeff Garcia -100. Man, oh man. So we're going to start talking about something. It's not going to be today because we're running out of time. But we know how we talk about being manly. And if you identify as a manly man, then there's, of course, the man card, and there's the man card commission, and we're all governed by the man institution. And that's if you identify as manly. Now you buy me a man who doesn't identify as manly, and that's fine. Whether you're just like, no, that's not my thing, or, maybe, whatever the case. So when I see someone like Jeff Garcia come out and say certain things, or I see Sean Penn even come out, and we'll talk about what he said. And I'm realizing that there is an offshoot that is not manly. It is not manly to be a caveman. And what I mean by that, Sean Penn is going around saying, well, somehow the men who are out there wearing skirts, they are just cowardly. Well, I'd say, it's a man card violation to wear a skirt if you're manly, but if you're not, I don't care what you do. That's not my problem. Your sexuality, not my problem. Your bad fashion sense, not my problem. And I'm not going to caveman out and call you a coward for wearing that skirt. I'm not going to say that because he was saying that in trying to be equal with women, we're trying to be like women. What? No, just be respectful and kind and considerate. You don't have to be so far one way or the other. And so stuff like that, I hear crap like that. It was somebody who's too far. And I'm like, that's caveman thinking. That's not manly. That's caveman thinking. That's so far in the past. If you're a manly man, you identify as manly, then yes, wearing a skirt is unmanly. But as far as everybody else, I'm not going to call you a coward. I'm not call you anything. You go on, you live your best life. I don't care what you do. And so, this narrative of where, being a man is toxic masculinity. No, being a man or manly is not toxic masculinity. Caveman thinking, that's toxic masculinity. And we're going to make sure that we just sort of distinguish between those things. We distinguish between the idea that being manly has nothing to do with sexuality. Some of the most manly men I know are gay, and some of the most unmanly men I know are straight. So over there is one sort of distinction. On the other side, going too far and treating women badly and treating women as less than, and or treating men that aren't manly in a certain way, that's not cool either. It's okay to be manly. It's never okay to be jerks to people. Had to edit myself there because COVID fog. I almost said something else.
I saw it in your eyes. My hand was over the.
He was hovering. He was hovering over the button.
It was close. Anyway, so we'll get to that later on. But right now we got to take a break. And we come back a little more about the Rams and the 49ers. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Pac-12 basketball, Arizona and Arizona State are each set to get back to action coming up on Thursday night. a big one coming up for number 7 Arizona, as they are going to host number 3 UCLA for Arizona State basketball on Thursday. They are set to play host to number 19 USC. Overall, the odds for the college basketball national championship this year, Gonzaga continues to be the betting favorite. They pay out at plus 650. They are followed by Duke at plus 1,000, and then Purdue and Kentucky each pay out at plus 1,100. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Lino, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to battle a trio of nationally ranked teams, starting with USC Thursday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Then the Sun Devils host UCLA Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, before ending the homestand with a rescheduled rivalry matchup against Arizona that tips at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., I keep an eye on the NFL news, around the league, and for the Super Bowl. We have ASU men's basketball tickets against USC on Thursday night to give away. Sunset coach Monty Williams heads Team LeBron in the All-Star game. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Today, someone will enjoy a phone call with their family, thanks to speech-to-text technology. Today, someone will know their rights so they can confidently advocate for themselves. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication, thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
The kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker. Come on, dude! Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL. Let's go now. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Did you not fart while I'm trying to do this?
I was playing a drum.
Oh, I thought you were farting.
No, I was playing a drum. Yeah.
We'll continue.
No, I'm not going to now.
Well, you're going to do it. You should do it.
No, I'm good. Let's go ahead. Tell us about DraftKings. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to make Keon feel a little bit uncomfortable there. It's working.
Looks like he's not buying the bait.
No, it bothers him. You can tell.
Well, I mean, as long as the music is here, there's not true silence. So I'll just.
That one broke. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, that's right. We're talking NFL, and we're finally, after almost 3 hours, going to talk about the Rams and the 49ers. But listen, it's all been set. Everybody knows what's going to happen. It's going to be Rams and 49ers in the Super Bowl. Rams.
No, timeout.
Oh, no. Sorry, 49er fans. It's Rams and Bengals. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who it is.
I mean, it couldn't have been Rams 49ers. I know that. I'm just jerking with these people.
I was just trying to help you out here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So anyway, it's a 3.5-point favorite for the Rams, and well, that line may move, it may not, whatever. But if you haven't tried online sports betting before, or if you just haven't tried it with DraftKings, now is your moment. That's right. You go on over there to the DraftKings Sportsbook.
What the hell? What just happened?
Oh yeah, you do. You just grab the phone there, and you tell your mom, "Listen, Mom, I'll come over later. We'll have ourselves some lutefisk." And yeah, sure.
You went Swedish all of a sudden.
Yeah, that COVID fog hit me real hard right before the microphones came on. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I'm just barely holding it together.
oh yeah, there.
You get the damn app. That's right. The DraftKings Sportsbook app. Okay. And you download it. That's what you do. And you get logged in there and you do your thing. And because here's why: for the Super Bowl, new customers will get 56-1 odds on either team. You just bet $5 and you get 280 in free bets if your team wins. So get the app, download it, go to the Google Play Store. You can go to the iPhone pay for too much stuff store, and you just get. Did you have to pay for the app, by the way?
No.
Boy, that's good. My wife, I was just like, what was the app she was going to do? Some app that I got for free because I got a Droid. She's like, they charge for everything. So it's good to know that the DraftKings app is free no matter where you might download that. So use promo code BET1580 to get that 56-1 odds. You're betting $5, get 280 in free bets. Simple as that. Promo code BET1580. Got to be 21 years or older, Arizona residents only, new customers only on this deal. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT STEP. All right, so let's get to it. And yes, Thundar Santa Barbarian says, I thought I was listening to the blender and suddenly an episode of Fargo came on. The hell's happening at the Fanatic? It's a new filter. The engineers are
an episode of what?
There's Fargo. You ever seen Fargo? Oh yeah, sure. You don't know this, it's just right there. Okay. The engineer is working at the transmitter, and then suddenly we might start talking like anything else. Oh dear, I do believe so. Anyway, let's get back to the damn football. So it's been quiet from the Niner fans. Like 2 or 3 came out and said, "All right, fine, blah, blah, blah. Go Niners." But outside of that, a lot of these people are very quiet, aren't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's not the same amount of zealous behavior as there was last week at this time.
The vitriol's gone bye-bye. Probably because Traven Howard intercepted Jimmy Garoppolo, and that was the end of that. That was what it was close right down to the final minute. But after that, forget about it. And now the Rams get to host the Super Bowl in 2 weeks at their home field there, SoFi Stadium, and which is weird because we go the entire history of the NFL where you've never had a team host the Super Bowl on their own home field. Buccaneers do it last year, and now the Rams are going to do it this year.
Yeah.
So both winning teams had to stage comebacks this weekend, but the Rams, this was more. I don't know. Did you feel like this game was going to go to overtime?
No.
Yeah, I didn't really feel that way. Like the other one. Like I said, I think the Chiefs-Bengals game was probably a better game, but Rams entered the fourth quarter. They were down by 10, and Bengals were down by 21-3 to the Chiefs at one point. So yeah, not quite the same. They were still both good games. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell Sean McVay was thinking on those 2 challenges. He had a screen bigger than me. I got a big ass TV at home, but he had a screen way bigger than me. And I was like, don't challenge. Don't. Oh God, he challenged.
And yeah,
twice.
And you're at home, so you know that those guys in the stadium are getting it on the screen fast so that he can see it. and he's still challenging. They're two of the worst challenges.
I don't understand. You're exactly right, Jeffrey. You see it right there in ultra high definition right before your eyeballs, and you end up challenging anyway. Hey, what are you doing?
Well, okay, I get the first one. Maybe somebody said something. And remember, the replay we see may not be lined up perfectly. The yellow line you see in the field is just for reference. It's not 100% official. Okay, I give you the first one, kind of. But the second one, you just lost a timeout and a challenge earlier in the half, and you're going to do it again? And risk a timeout you may need at the end of the game. And guess what? They could have used that towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Am I wrong, or was the second challenge worse than the first?
The second one was infinitely worse than the first because you've already, as you mentioned, you've already lost the timeout and the previous challenge. You can't afford to lose 2 timeouts to not being timeouts. It almost would have been better if you just called 2 timeouts randomly and uselessly at some point in the half rather than use them on 2 challenges that aren't going anywhere.
Prison Wallet says, of course, Niner fans are quiet. Our team has been eliminated. There's nothing else to talk bleep about. They lost and it was a great season. Time to move on. He says, do you pay Keon and Randy extra to laugh at your bad jokes?
Yes.
Don't say that.
Randy was like, buy the joke.
There is a no fake laughter rule here. And if I ever feel like there is, I'll quit. That's actually one of the first rules I tell people. Let's see. Randy, Just a Tip says, would you serve a 42 Bomar single malt to anyone who's figured out the clues I've been giving? Please and thank you. The hell? Just a Tip thinks he's doing his own show over there somewhere.
I think Just a Tip is the Riddler, apparently. Just breadcrumbs being dropped over the course of this whole show, and apparently
Well, he was bringing up the Nolan Ryan thing, and I don't know. I'd have to scroll back further than I feel like doing right now. Where was I? Hefty Lefty says, was McVay getting his advice on challenges from Vic Fangio or something? He was completely inept at challenges.
I think he was getting them from Mike McCarthy. That's what it was.
Last Optimist says, I think the 49er fans still outnumber the Rams fan in the Super Bowl, right? No, I bet they all show up to cheer on the Bengals is what'll happen.
Boy, it was funny. And I thought, how hilarious it was. There were Rams fans on Twitter they were doing like the panorama looks at the stadium. There's like so many 49er fans. It's like they're like, the accursed have shown up in our stadium and have brought their, disease with them, Give me a break. That's the way it goes. Either you tell your fans, like I have fans here in Arizona, don't sell your damn tickets and go support your team. Okay?
Not in a championship game.
And don't whine about the other team unless you somehow you got to rally the troops, man.
I just love that they built this $5.6 billion stadium. And the other team is outnumbering the fan base that's there.
Well, that's not happening if the other team is from out of state. The proximity made it a little bit easier for them to just drop from Northern California. The problem is the season ticket holders, they're selling off their tickets to listen, I'm sympathetic. Make some money off that. Go right ahead. But not in a championship game.
That's
not
where
in the playoffs.
That's where I lose the sympathy a little bit. Like that's the experience you're paying for when you buy the season tickets. Yeah, okay, sure. Week 8, the Niners want to come and take over.
Sure,
whatever.
But draw a line, man.
But NFC title game, Super Bowl on the line. You don't want to be in the building. You'd rather have the cash because you take the experience with you through your life. That's what the money's for.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. It was a bad look for Rams fans to do something like that.
And then to complain afterwards is just dumb.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe some of the people complaining are the ones who didn't sell their tickets. You can't get away with that with Rams and 49ers. You can get away with it if you were in the Bengals, if you were in Arrowhead Stadium and the Bengals were there, because red and that reddish orange, you can kind of get lost in the crowd a little bit there. It's not quite as obvious. But the other part is Chiefs fans, 0% chance they are selling off their tickets to other team fans.
And did you guys see the shot? It is the shot. It's going to last forever. It was a shot of pain and suffering on that Chiefs fan. And the camera guy pans right. And there's the Bengals fan like,
right. Yep. That's just very, very, very sad when those things happen. But it was way worse Rams 49ers than it was Chiefs Bengals.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Booger Wolf says Trey Lance and Debo are going to be a lethal combination. Go Niners next year, baby. Cardinals still suck. That's the thing about 49er fans. They can't just politely take their ass kicking and go home. They have to. They're the guy that gets his ass kicked and still taking swings at other people as they take him to the ambulance.
Well, like the drunk that just got his ass kicked and he's still throwing punches.
I learned this after the Cardinals whooped their ass, and then the next day, it was like the game didn't even happen.
Mm-hmm. Good Cat says morning show loudmouth is drunk on the air all the time. Big George says, are we going to talk about how great it is not having Brittany Matthews annoying everybody leading up to the Super Bowl? I bet Patrick Mahomes is slightly less thrilled he will not be embarrassed by his fiance at the Super Bowl. I don't think. Oh, hold on a second. I got to warn you. You might not want to use that restroom. I know. I'm just letting you know. Sorry. Just she doesn't usually come in here this time of day.
You may not, sweetheart. You may not want to go in there.
Just what day is Valentine's Day on? Yeah, that's the next time that anyone should be in there.
We got plenty of bathrooms in this house, and I love my wife, and I'm not letting her walk into what would be considered in most countries a hate crime.
You're not letting her walk into Chernobyl.
Well, I didn't turn the fan on because
probably do not want to walk in there.
Sorry. What was I doing? Thundar the Santa Barbarian says Rams show the door to the 49ers. Lakers kick the Warriors out of the playoffs. Kind of the only thing they did right this season. And the Dodgers snuff out the flickering flame of hope for the Giants in October. That's satisfying. I could get on most of that except for the Dodgers stuff. Big Kev says most 49er fans that are Bay Area diehards have put last night behind them already, and they're focused on the Warriors at Houston tonight. They're also praying for the lockout to end so they can get on to hoping their Giants bring a fourth World Series title to the Bay since 2010. So it's the region. It's not just the team. Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, San Francisco hates LA. LA hates San Francisco. It's been that way for eons. So.
Yeah, so that's something that we should be able to bond with the 49er fans over. Hating LA.
Yeah, but they're insufferable. They refuse to. It's like when you reach out to shake someone's hand and then they just look at it.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, I feel awful for Chiefs fans. Oh, he shows me a picture of that Broncos fan sitting there going, says flights from St. Louis to LA must have been expensive this last weekend. Good Cat says McVay got his clock management advice from Dingleberry. Prison Wallet says with all the massive restrictions California has, doesn't it seem hypocritical to allow them to open up just for the Super Bowl? Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, the Cardinals season ticket holders do the exact same thing as Ram fans do. Just trying to make some money in these tough times. No, I've said, Boomer Sooner, I got no problem with that regular season. If you don't have enough money for your season tickets and you're trying to pay for them by selling tickets to other games, regular season, okay, I can give you a pass. But man, what do you have them for if not for playoffs and championship games? I mean, there's a line you got to draw, buddy. Big Stanky 87 says that's a Raiders second home stadium right there. NASCAR Nick says, Jeffrey, give us your picks for NASCAR's clash in LA. Will it be Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, or will USC actually show up for a game in their own stadium? Well, I'm going to go with Jimmy John and the Jimmy John Scar, like I do.
No, he's not out there anymore.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's not. You're going to have to pick a real driver this year. I will not allow you to pick a fictitious driver on the NASCAR circuit.
I've got time. So you'll have to help educate me on who's hot and happening right now in NASCAR
I think
before that race.
We should do that.
I mean, not right now. We have to take a break. We'll do that. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and I got some tickets. ASU Sun Devil men's basketball versus USC. That's on Thursday, 9 p.m. Plenty of time to get off work, have a bite to eat, and get yourself on over there to Packard Drive, where you can park to get into the Sun Devil Arena. That's right. We got parking and tickets right now. So what caller should we make this, Randy? What caller number should this be to win the tickets? 5. Caller number 5. Key on that in Spanish for 5. Caller number 5. 888-368-1580. We'll wait. Hey, Randy. Why do you think Jalen Ramsey was trying to fight Robbie Gould? Why would you try to fight a kicker? What the hell is that all about? He's a little guy. He's a little 38-year-old guy, Robbie Gould. You know, he kicks a field goal. And by the way, Jalen Ramsey starting to get the idea he's not a very nice person. I might be wrong.
You're just now figuring that out, Jeffco.
Just saying. starting to be some
Wasn't
hints
it
and
Jalen
clues.
Ramsey that came out and did that big article in Vogue magazine, calling all the different quarterbacks names and all that business?
Just saying, might be a thing there. But he's trying to fight. Now, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with Robbie Gould trying to kick over people. He practiced kicking. He didn't care who's on the field or who's nearby. He's like, I got a job to do. I'm going to do it. And he's been kind of pissing off some players there, insisting on finishing his round of kicks before the game, after halftime, and kicked over the Cowboys cheerleaders during the wild card round. Kicked over some Green Bay Packer players who were kind of hanging out there. So, I'd love to know exactly, though, what did Jalen Ramsey say to Robbie Gould?
Boy, I don't know. I don't know.
But just
are we sure it was Jalen Ramsey going after Robbie Gould or not the other way around?
No, Jalen Ramsey came up with saying some stuff. Robbie Gould stood his ground and came back, chirped back, and then people had to get in the way quick, or else there'd be no more Robbie Gould. But the man card violation on Jalen Ramsey going after a little guy like that. What the hell's wrong with him? To do such a thing. While we figure out who's winning the ASU tickets, let me clean up here on the text line. Bruno Baller says Adam Schefter is reporting that Bruce Jacobs will be retiring soon. I don't know if I'd believe that one yet.
No.
Intern, the main event says, the way things are going, that means Cardinals are set to host their own Super Bowl next year, because the Super Bowl is going to be here in Phoenix next year.
How about that?
Yeah, your words to God's ears, intern. A Colts Cardinals Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be something?
Boy, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
If only I had a quarterback.
Me too.
Last Optimist says he talked to his wife halfway through the season and said, hey, what can we do with these potential Cardinal playoff tickets this year? She said, under no circumstances do you post those for sale. Good woman. Wow. Good woman, Last Optimist.
Yeah, there it is.
Random texter has something he wants to chirp at Keon, so I'll wait on that. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, any word on good vacation destinations? Thought I'd ask since all your teams have been idle for a bunch of weeks now. Can't go wrong with Cabo, Senior Wake and Bake. Straight Striper says, I hope the 49er fans can put this loss behind them. They already got bent over once. Why not make it twice? What? All right, so who won the tickets there, Keon?
Big Stanky.
Big Stanky. Man, boy, he's good on a phone dial. Not bad. He's won some tickets before, like a few months ago. So send me over or just text it here on the text line. His email. Oh, wait, no, he's probably still in the system. But just in case, send me his email me his. I have not been right since about 5:20. Put it on the text line so I can see it, and I'll give him the tickets. There you go. Congratulations, Big Stanky. Have a good time over there. And go ASU. Booger Wolf says a Washington football cheerleader is so ugly. If it yawns with one eye open, it can melt glass.
Stop it. These are human beings. I know.
He says, no, they're water buffaloes. Serious.
Oh God. Make the jokes if you want to, but come on. You don't have to dehumanize people.
Yeah, that's not very nice to say about these giant women. Why would you do that, Booger Wolf?
Oh my God.
Dr. Roadmap says, I'm from LA. I'm rooting for the Rams. However, that love does not extend to the Dodgers. I was at Chase Field when they won the NL West 2013 and jumped in our pool.
Yeah.
Been a hater of those boys ever since. Yeah, they pweeged in the pool is what they did. Hefty Lefty says, the most accurate kicker in playoff history will always finish his warm-ups. True story. True story. Random Texter says, hey, Keon, quick question. What time did your team play yesterday? Or the weekend before that, for that matter?
They didn't. As we all know,
he's trying to clap back at you for your joke on him earlier. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I was just goofing, man. But sure.
Rough Rob says Carapolo must go. He means Carapolo.
Yeah.
Oh, Rough Rob.
Yeah, Rough Rob.
So Jaquiski Tart was playing pretty well in that game before he didn't get that interception. I mean, is this going to be a stain on him for the rest of his career?
I mean, it was, it hit him in the wrong place, right between the numbers and in his hands.
My wife was saying, well, that was thrown hard. It was just bouncing. I said, honey, if that was a wide receiver, you'd be screaming, how in the hell did he not catch that? You know, he should have caught that ball.
I mean, by every account, all he had to do was just close his fingers and he's got the ball. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if
it can happen to anybody.
But I'll tell you this much: he probably feels as bad about it. He's been laying awake at night, wondering how he could do that. So I hope he's. I hope he forgets about it soon and moves on and gets another opportunity to.
You know what it
make
is?
An interception.
It's Marsha is like the Marsha Brady thing with the football. My nose. What was that? They kept it over and over again. What was it? I can't remember what she screamed every time. But yeah, this guy said, I didn't drop the ball in practice all week. I caught everything that came my way. He says, you only get that moment when you get it. And he says, I failed to deliver. And I feel bad for him. And he's not wrong. It is his job. That's what he was supposed to do. It couldn't have been more of a gift wrap present for him. But, you know, he's a good player before. I'm sure he'll be a good player after. But yeah, that will haunt his dreams.
I don't think any of us realizes exactly how much pressure comes with the fact that, yeah, it is your job, but sometimes one moment decides everything. And it comes down to exactly 1 second. And, you know, you make the catch, you're a hero. You drop the catch, you're a heel. And yeah, I think that's a lot of pressure.
He just Bucknered. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole Buckner thing, was the Buckner thing worse or the same, Randy?
Oh, it was worse. It cost him the World Series.
Well,
this
cost him a chance at the Super Bowl. So
yeah, but the bottom line is the Buckner thing. That was it. I mean,
that was a weird bounce. Buckner's. You can sympathize with Buckner more than Tark because this one, there was no weird bounce. It went right to him. He should have had it. Buckner, weird bounce on the turf. Anything can happen. You can't get, went right between his legs, but I just think that even though he cost them a chance to go to the Super Bowl, if he had done this in the Super Bowl, that would have been worse. Because everybody's watching the magnitude of the moment.
Oh yeah.
No one would ever forget. It would be an iconic moment in that way. Do you believe Fred Warner when he says, "Ooh, I didn't mean to do that"? Remember that hit? He hit Matthew Stafford. I guess when Matthew Stafford threw an interception early in the game, we all saw the replay. Fred Warner, when everybody was getting into, they switched to offense to defense, and Fred Warner went to a block, and he didn't have to, but he almost launched himself vertically, from vertical to horizontal, helmet to helmet, right into Stafford from behind. So he wasn't really blocking and making a play so much as he just sort of launched his helmet into Stafford's helmet. Luckily, Stafford was okay. He says, I saw it. It does look bad. He says, I feel bad about it. Do we believe him? Because he was kind of a punk out there himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do, just because I don't think that Fred Warner would do anything that would cost his team the game, which had that been a seriously bad, I mean, that puts that team in jeopardy. And he is a pretty high football IQ guy. He tends to make the right decisions a lot. And I don't know exactly, what's going on with defensive players. Sometimes you end up having to launch yourself from these awkward angles and stuff.
Yeah, but that's not even a block. There were a couple other guys right there. Someone who was more close to where the play was going to be. He should have put the block on, but instead and this is a college term, he was targeting. That was targeting if you've ever seen targeting.
Oh yeah, no, it would have caused a billion flags in a college football game. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that one, if anybody been paying attention, should have.
Yeah.
Because hurt or not, he should have been ejected from the game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1988, Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl, threw 4 of his team's 5 touchdowns in the second quarter as the Washington football team exploded for 35 points and routed the Denver Broncos 42-10 in Super Bowl 22. In the first Super Bowl played in San Diego, Doug Williams was named Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, he's got an Arizona connection too. He played for Arizona Outlaws of the USFL in 1985.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Why are they bringing the USFL back? You guys seen the ads? Well, that one is really cool. There's a couple. They're starting to make some really cool commercials for it where I start to be like, oh, that's kind of, oh, damn it. It's a USFL thing. Stupid. I'm conflicted. Good commercials, but it's going to be a bad product.
Well, I mean, maybe this will be something that you can hang your hat on for a while and enjoy football. Maybe this is going to be done differently. and marketed differently.
Oh no, you're right. It will be. All the games we played in Birmingham, Alabama, in two different stadiums. That's different.
Yeah, I mean, the New Jersey Generals are going to be playing, I don't know, the Tampa Bay Bandits in Birmingham. Makes total sense.
I don't know.
I know.
I want to see one of these things work one time.
It won't be this
just
one.
to see. Well,
I don't even know why they're bothering. There's been XFL, AAF, XFL, now the USFL.
Yeah, but see, XFL, nobody really liked that because it was too much glitz and glamour, kind of like the WWE.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first one was like WWE. The second version got kind of dinged by the COVID, but didn't have to end. It didn't make any sense. But listen, all I know is it won't work. I've said this every single time, and I've been right every single time. And especially this, when you see them starting off like this shows you they don't believe in their own product. They don't believe it's going to work, or else they would make the investment in getting the teams in their home places, selling tickets and setting up. If you want to say this is a pre-COVID strike bubble kind of thing, you are lying to yourself.
Yeah, it just financially, a lot of these organizations aren't as well run as they're supposed to be. The AAF ran out of money. The XFL couldn't survive COVID. They had no plan for what that would look like. I have less hope for the USFL when we're starting like this.
So it bothers me that they have such cool commercials, though.
They've got
one
money.
Commercial was cool,
and the network's behind it, so they're going to have something produced.
Yeah. Too bad the gameplay is going to be garbage,
which is what matters the most.
I'll tell you what, Randy, since you're the optimistic one, you are now assigned with the task of watching it and letting us know if it's worth watching.
Okay, will do.
You the man. All right,
Bye,
guys. Have a great night. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.